back to Toy Monster.
What's up?
I'm Nick. This is Chris.
I'm Chris.
What's up, everybody? How goes it?
Were you expecting me to respond?
I was. I yelled at, "What's up, everybody?" And that's when everybody's yelling at the radio. They're like, "Hell yeah, we're having a great time today, Nick and Chris. Fucking rock and roll." Like, hell yeah.
I didn't know.
That'd be awesome. To do a live show like that. It's kind of weird. It's like kind of stirring here.
One of these days.
Naked zombies. Just kidding.
Naked zombies.
Horrible comedians. Yeah, it'll be like Howard Stern back in the day. How goes the week? Got any good scores? I keep coughing, so I apologize.
Yeah, pretty good. Dude, I don't know. It's such a blur, honestly.
It has been a weird
so
week.
I got I ordered a Mighty Max figure. It showed up today.
Yes.
It's one of the shrunken head ones. So a little smaller than I remember.
Yeah, I was not expecting that thing to be that tiny.
It showed up in like this 6x6 box, and I was like, how did they fit that? Oh my God, they better not have bent it. You know? Like,
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I've had shit like that happen.
and no, it's perfect. It's in pristine condition. It's awesome. You know, like it is cool to get a little bump to that collection. And yeah, I think that's the most notable thing. I love Mighty Max. So
Hell yeah.
that cartoon was cool, man.
I don't remember the cartoon at all.
That and like I don't know how they got away with like some of the monsters and stuff. Like they have these little comics on the back of the card.
Yeah.
Showing like his adventures in whatever head that you bought that time. And one of my favorites was the bat. He has to fight the big giant vampire bat. That's the whole
Ooh, I like that one a
the
lot.
whole gimmick. But if you look at the back, there's like two panels. There's one where like the bat gets like impaled by something, and there's just like blood spraying out of him. And then the last panel is him getting smushed by a rock or some shit, and it's just like blood. The whole panel is just a blood splatter.
Huh. Wonder if they would count those as gross out toys then.
I totally would, 100%. These guys would go on my list for gross out toys.
See, I keep seeing other people grab them online too. I'm like, fuck, do I need another thing to start collecting?
Don't try. I mean, with these guys, man,
Probably never going to collect the whole thing. Chances are running across like carded or at least a complete set, probably very rare.
oh for sure. You could probably get them loose. I bet you would have an easier time getting them loose. But if you
I see the heads all the time. Just the
yeah.
yeah.
If you're looking for and loose complete, actually surprisingly, people still hung on to those small pieces. I don't know how, but if you're looking to get carded, man, those things are like $300 or $400 a pop.
Fuck.
Yeah, the shrunken heads one I got was $40. Yeah, and now that's like looking at it, you saw it.
Yeah.
That's pricey for what you get, right? It's literally a little plastic shell. This was the snake and the skull.
Yep. But it's still on the card.
And all it comes with is a Max figure. That's it.
Yeah, that was a fucking one because it's so small. That thing is fucking like
Yeah.
pill size.
Yeah.
Fucking imagine how many of those got swallowed back in the day.
Oh gosh.
Like they go to the
That's
hospital.
a good point.
Yeah, I want to know.
Just a toy that toy, like the toy line, is just full of small shit for kids.
Yeah, but that one is like 10 times smaller than the normal Mighty Max.
Yeah.
So how many times do the kids go to the hospital for that? And they're like, my kid swallowed a Mighty Max. Like, yeah, you're like the 10th one this week. Just watch his poop. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? You're watching your kid shit and you're just waiting and you're like, there's just Mighty Max. Max is just like poking out of the side of it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want that back.
Nah, I mean, back then, probably not.
Yeah.
If it was now, I'd be like, that thing's worth money. Like, hurry up. We got to get that out.
I'd be more
now.
worried about them going up like noses or in ears. Like
Those could easily be
yeah.
snorted.
My brother, he used to. My brother Michael, I'm going to call him out. He used to stick shit up his nose all the time. My mom had to take him to the ER one time. He got a Tic Tac stuck up in there.
Fuck yes. Hey, good for him. Hey, eventually that thing would have dissolved.
Yeah,
Maybe.
hope so.
Was it what flavor was it?
I don't remember.
Like
Hopefully
orange?
it wasn't mint.
Like
That would suck.
Orange mint.
Yeah. He was little though. He was, I don't know, probably like 3.
That's old enough to do some wild shit.
But yeah, so that's all I think I got this week. As far as like the vintage stuff goes, I didn't get a whole lot.
I didn't get a whole bunch of shit either. I got a couple things, but lots of DVDs this week, dude. Lots of DVDs, and I was introduced to FYE at the mall. So,
I'm surprised you hadn't seen it.
dude, if I have to go to the mall,
I guess you don't go there.
because the mall fucking sucks.
Yeah.
If I have to go there, I go 2 places. Well, 3 now, but it was either straight into fucking Vans, which FYE is directly next door. How the fucking I just keep my head
True.
down, go straight into Vans, get my shit, fucking leave because I don't want to fucking run into people.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Or I go down to Journeys to get shoes. Then I leave. Maybe Hot Topic every once in a while. Which
What are you going to Vans for if not shoes?
that's it. And now I don't even go there anymore because
Well, you
it looks like
just
a
go.
preppy ass fucking store now. So it's like, fuck you guys. They changed the decor in there, so it's not all like California skate,
Oh,
like they always have been. Now it's like walking into that weird fucking, I don't even know what's called, that weird preppy store at the other end of the mall. It looks like a fucking island hut.
Yeah.
And it's all fucking fancy in there and shit. It's fucking lame. We've walked past it a million times, but yeah, I went into Fi. Well, first off, I went into Hot Topic because I'd been watching someone open Funko Pops, and they're like, I just found these Thrill Joys, which you had been talking about.
Right.
And he's like, check this out. And he had the creature from the Black Lagoon, the one that I want. I'm like, fucking awesome. He's like, I got this at Hot Topic. I'm like, oh shit, going to Hot Topic. Totally fucking forgot about it. Got done editing last week's podcast, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go to the mall and get food. Walk in the fucking store, and I'm like, Hot Topic, toys. Went straight there, and like every fucking figure they had except for the creature.
Huh.
That one sold, and you can't even get it online. It sold out so fast.
Why just him?
He's pretty awesome.
Well, I know. Yeah. Well, yeah. But they had more. I think arguably more recognizable characters. Yeah, they had the
They did. They had the
Turtles. Did they have the Thundercats?
They did not. I did not
okay.
see. Oh yeah, the bigger ones. They didn't have any of the bigger ones.
Oh, okay.
Like the Thundercats. I didn't have any of the smaller. Yeah, they didn't have the Thundercats. They didn't have. They had Corpse Bride, Ninja Turtles, and something else. But I'm just like, fuck it, dude. I just gotta get one of these because each one of those has. There's like 3 characters in total. So there's like the main character. There's a chase, and then there's an ultra chase, which is only like 50 characters or maybe less than 100 every time.
I don't think I've seen that kind of marketing ploy.
Yeah, so I grabbed.
There's a rare one, and then
there's a chase.
super rare.
Yep, and then there's a super rare one. So I got the Ninja Turtle one. I'm like, it's probably just gonna be Leonardo because that's the common.
Yeah.
I grabbed that, and then I grabbed. There was the smaller ones, the one that I gave you that had the turtles in it,
Right.
little picture box ones or whatever it was.
That was pretty cool. Linky liked that.
And it was magnetic, dude.
Yeah.
So
that's,
it
that's
won't-
what I thought was cool.
Yeah, you don't fucking see that. So I grabbed a couple of those, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get food. So I go get food, and then I'm like walking out the mall. I'm like, oh, there's FYE that Chris is always talking about. Let's go in there. Fucking mistake. There's so much cool shit in there, but like we talked about, everything is fucking priced out the roof.
Dude, it's like 200 or 300% markup.
Easy.
And some of that shit has been there for a long time. They have a really cool Candyman figure.
Yep, I was in there. I saw it.
That has been there for like 5 years.
Holy shit, that
Yeah.
place has been there that fucking
Yeah,
long?
it's been there. Yeah.
Tells you how much I go to the mall, dude. Fuck the mall.
But that figure, it's not. Here's the thing: is like it's not the best figure. It's done by some third party company I've never heard of. I like it enough that I would buy it, but they want $60 for that thing. It's just a standard, 7.5 inch action
yeah,
figure,
yeah.
and it's beat to hell because it's been on their peg for like
Yep.
5 fucking.
And they
years.
won't drop the price on it.
No.
Nope.
I don't get it, and they have a lot of stuff in that store. That's
Oh, there! I saw a shit ton of
Yeah.
stuff like that fucking Motel Hell one that I said that
Mm-hmm.
was like 13 inches tall or some shit. That thing also beat to hell.
Yeah.
and they wanted $50 fucking for it.
so. I don't understand who runs that store, but they need to get their shit together.
Yeah, but I went in there and I'm like,
It's been that way forever.
I can't believe it's been there that fucking long, dude.
Yeah.
Huh? I've been in there a couple times, but apparently not. I literally keep my head down, my headphones in. I'm like, don't look at anybody. They'll never notice you. Just go get your shit. Get the fuck out. So I walk in there, and the first thing I see is Super 7 Godzilla toys, blind boxes. I'm like, fuck yeah, grab one of these. Picked one up. You think I'd learn my lesson the first time? Don't spend $15 on a fucking blind box, dude. So I picked that one up. I start walking. I'm like, oh, nope. Misfits Super 7. Buying that instead. Put the fucking that back.
Yeah.
Grab the fucking Fiend toy. And then I just walked around looking at shit. They had Godzilla -1, which I'm like, fuck yeah, Blu-ray. I'm going to grab that real quick. $50 fucking for a Blu-ray. So I put it back.
And see, that right there tells you their business model is fucked because
I went to Walmart and
continue.
got that motherfucker for $14 fucking dollars.
Yep.
Yeah, so fuck those guys.
It's the same.
Which kind of sucks
fucking
because
movie.
I sent you pictures of shit that was in there, and I'm probably going back.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
Probably
like,
going back Monday to
well,
go
that's
grab
the
those
thing.
Return of the Living Dead fucking. I think they're reaction figures. They're $20 a fucking piece, but you made it. When you tell me stuff, sometimes I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even though I don't need it.
I'd say grab them.
Yeah, if they're still, I'm gonna go. I'll probably go there Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll get up ass early and be like, just go to the mall, go get that shit, get the fuck out of the mall.
Yeah, unfortunately for the reaction figures, that's standard price. They've gone up a little bit. You know, they used to be like $12. I remember paying $8 for those toys. I had when they released like Freddy and Jason and all these guys. You know,
Yeah.
originally they were like $8 or $9 a piece, and I'm like, damn, that's expensive. You know,
I wish they were that price.
I know, right?
Because I could have got 5 instead of 1.
Yeah, I buy them for the card art. I have all the like literally all of the He-Man ones.
Shit.
And the card art is awesome. And oftentimes, about half of those I got for clearance.
Yeah.
'Cause they don't sell.
No, they're only for people like you and I and like really nerdy fucking
But the
toy collectors.
Yeah, the card art is awesome. It's a guy I follow on Instagram, I believe. Jason Edmonston is what he goes by.
I follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude does some sick shit.
He painted those the cards for the He-Man line. So
Sick.
yeah.
Yeah, so I got home and then I ended up. What I should have done is recorded it so we could put more shit on our Instagram page. People are digging the Instagram page, by the way. But
Yeah, you're killing it, dude.
I pulled the chase on that Thrilljoy or that Thrilljoy. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Yeah, Thrilljoy.
Yeah.
I was thinking Killjoy for some reason at the same time. Been listening to punk music all day. I pulled the chase. I pulled the Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original, the normal one is Leonardo, and then there's Casey Jones, and there's Krang.
Is it Krang? How is he presented? Is it just him in the body? Or,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's him in the body.
in the body.
Which is kind of cool because it's very cartoony, you know, small head, big body.
Yeah.
They're kind of like Funko Pops, but they feel like, I feel like they're more than Funko Pops, honestly. There's like more sculpting to it. It just seems more. It's not so plain, you know?
Yeah,
Probably because their bodies aren't super tiny like Pops are.
Yeah, you got a solid action figure that's pretty much it's all to scale like with itself. It doesn't have, like the big head and little.
I'll never open it. It's just sitting there. But I scored that, and that fucking Misfits toy was fucking awesome. It was orange, not the one I wanted because I suck at blind boxes.
Halloween one, man.
That's exactly what. And now he sits with my other guys. I got that.
And that one came in. I saw the photo you sent. That came in the cool like coffin package.
Yes, that was the only box out of everything that I opened that I did not destroy.
Yeah.
That was the only one I carefully took the whole thing apart, just enough to get it out so I could put it back together because it's fucking
super
too cool, man.
Yeah.
My pet monster,
Right.
Funko Pop. That thing's fucking cool. The sculpt on that thing's great.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a good job on that one.
That one was fucking awesome.
Well, you got the My Pet Monster little guy too.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
I did that too. Jeez, I didn't write that down. I ran out of space to write shit down. That was another
flocked.
blind box. That was flocked. Yep.
Yeah.
I've been it's sitting on my couch right now, and I go home and just pick it up, stare at it because it's so fucking great. And then I grabbed what was it called? Hidden Dissectables. I didn't recognize the company. It was called I think Mighty Jacks. It was another blind box. They did Sesame Street characters.
Oh, it's those.
And I
guys.
got the count.
You got the count. Yeah.
Fucking great. That thing is fucking great. That thing, I stared at that thing for like 40 fucking minutes just sitting there like, Jesus Christ, this thing's fucking amazing.
I saw that they did a line of SpongeBob ones also. Those guys have been around for a little bit. I've seen them do all kinds of like cool vinyls with their split in half like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, there wasn't too much more, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
I got some t-shirts in the mail, but I will be throwing that shout out at the end because those things were fucking...
Oh, dude, those are quality. Yeah.
And then I just scored some DVDs. Another Return of the Living Dead steel box. I'm a sucker for Return of the Living Dead. I will never turn shit down. I don't care if it's the same movie with different packaging. I will always buy it.
Well, that one looked like it had a bunch of cool extras on it.
It's the same amount. It's the same shit as
Is
my
it?
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, my 4K. Yeah, it's the same fucking shit. It has all the. Yeah, whatever. I mean,
Well,
no
oftentimes they'll dig something fresh out.
what else could you dig up?
I don't know, dude. I have like 6 versions of the 1986 Transformers the movie. best movie ever made. And they all have different shit on them. All of them. Yeah. Each one, what is it, like 5 or 10 years they celebrate.
Yeah.
And they release another one. I think it's like every 5 years. Yeah. They add extra stuff on there.
Yeah, because when we worked at the mall, you brought me a copy.
Yeah.
When they finally released it on DVD, you're like, yeah, I brought you something.
I just don't know how they're digging up more for that one in particular. But, they could do the same with...
They had to have run out of shit for Return of the Living Dead, dude. They had to.
Yeah.
Like, how much more shit could be hidden? Unless you guys have another soundtrack. like that bootleg that I bought. It's just a recut version of how someone else thought it should have been.
Oh, you said it's a fan cut.
It's a fan cut. Yeah, I didn't realize that when I bought it. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's Blu-ray. I'm sure they did a great fucking job. But I scored that, and I scored the complete He-Man Masters of the Universe collection.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering
All
if you grabbed
seasons.
that.
Yep. Walmart. Oh, and then one last thing before I even fucking forget. They redid My Pet Monster for, I think, a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I believe.
Oh,
Slightly smaller than the original one.
But he's still a big plushie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I scored that motherfucker. And then they sold out, like, not even 24 hours. It was gone.
You know when it comes out?
I do not. I want to say like fucking September, October.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of spent a little bit of money this week. I probably shouldn't have, but.
Well, there's been some cool releases recently announced. I don't know. I mean, for the dorks listening, no offense.
Offense.
Well, I, again, anybody listening to us is listening because we love all this shit, right?
Oh yeah, they know. They know.
But Mask.
Yeah.
Announced a resurgence. Like they're
really,
they're doing new Mask toys, and those are fucking cool.
I never got into that one.
You've got more Ghostbuster stuff coming out.
Yes,
Kenner announced like a whole glow in the dark line, which looks cool. Like Mondo just dropped Winston in their line, and he comes with the Sandman, and I totally forgot about the Sandman, and I fucking love the Sandman. Like he's so creepy, dude.
What was that thing? I sent you something for a toy last night that was a Ghostbuster ripoff, and that thing was fucking.
Oh yeah, it was Spirit Chasers.
Yep. No, it was Spook Chasers.
Spook Chasers.
Did you see the fucking? So they had their. I can never fucking remember.
Oh, the proton.
The proton pack, right? But it actually had, instead of the laser coming out of it,
it's the hook.
It's like a
or
hook,
like the half,
like a catcher or some shit. I love the artwork on that thing because one of the ghosts was just like, it looked like he was like, "Hey, don't do that. Hey, stop it, stop. Here, you forgot this one. I know you got something good this week."
Oh, that's right.
The holy fucking Chris Grail.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So Nick was able to procure me the Coming Out of Our Shells Ninja Turtles soundtrack on cassette.
I was so stoked.
And dude, that thing is in excellent condition.
Yeah, I took it out and looked at it.
Yeah.
You know how long it's been since I opened a cassette and pulled the insert out and opened it? And I'm like, God damn, this is fucking great.
So cool. Yeah.
I didn't even look that shit up. We were talking about it one day and it just popped up in my feed on fucking eBay. So fuck you, iPhones, for listening all the time, you fucking dicks.
But also, thank you, iPhones, for listening.
Yeah, because I would have never found it. I totally would have forgot.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was killer. We got a good photo of it up on the page. So, go revel in all that greatness.
It's fucking amazing.
Also, go listen to it because it's a lot of fun. Next is the VHS. I got to try and find that now.
Yeah, when I opened that thing, I was sitting there staring at it, and I'm like, yep, I still hate this. But it was nice to open up a cassette.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's been so fucking long. You ready for this?
Yeah, well, you've been ready for this.
Oh, I've been ready for this for years.
So funny.
Let me.
Yeah, so what are we doing?
Well, let me read you this real quick. 100 years before the story begins, it was a time of darkness in Transylvania. A time when Dr. Abraham Van Helsing and a small band of freedom fighters conspired to rid the world of vampires and monsters and to save mankind from the forces of eternal evil. And they blew it. We're talking about the Monster Squad
That's
tonight.
the Monster Squad. Yes, it is.
You know who to call when you have ghosts. But who do you call when you have monsters?
We're the Monster Squad.
What's a squad? It's like Miami Vice, I think.
They're young and inexperienced.
Naughty virgin.
They're a bit disorganized.
Monsters are not real.
We don't know that, sir.
2,000-year-old dead guys do not get up and walk away by themselves.
But when strange things start happening in town,
There's a monster in my closet.
Ooh, look at that big, scary monster.
What's happening? You wait till the werewolf. Silver bullet?
they're the only ones ready to do battle.
Something's out there that's killing people. And if it's monsters, nobody's gonna do a thing about it but us.
Soon the creatures of the night shall rule the world.
Real monsters? Us? Midnight. In the world, remember? Maybe we can be like Mass Squad instead, you know? Two mass bombs.
We got 1035. Sit back up. Hurry up.
Or Nature Squad. The book was right. Don't you see it's all true?
By midnight,
You guys!
they won't seem so young anymore. The Monster Squad.
Wolfman's gone mad.
Oh,
Now,
my all-time favorite movie on the face of the earth.
yes,
And you came in here and tried to wreck it for me the
I
other day.
did. I would never.
I even wrote a note right here. Chris hates Monster
Yeah.
Squad.
God
I know
damn
it's not
it, it
true, but
does
that's what I
say
wrote.
that right there. He did write it down
Oh, fuck yeah, I wrote it down.
on paper.
That was the first thing on this page before it said number 9 right here for episode number 9. It just said a blank page that says Chris hates Monster Squad. I don't think you hate Monster Squad, but
Well,
it's my favorite.
no, I don't. I mean, we have stuff. I have stuff to say about it, but because I did watch it recently, and yeah, I think that's what started this whole thing.
It was
Like,
because I was stoked. You're like, I watched Monster Squad last night, and I'm like, oh yes,
yeah,
yes.
and then there was a big but.
Yeah, you're like, but, and then my heart
I
broke,
like big butts.
and then my
I cannot lie.
then my heart broke into a million pieces.
I know, right?
You watched it crumble on the floor. All-time favorite movie. Saw it when I was like 8. I saw it when I was 8. The only part of that movie that scared me when I was 8 was the very beginning when they were raiding the castle.
Really?
And the skeletons are popping out of the fucking goddamn ground. That part scared me for some reason. The rest of the movie, I'm like, yay, fucking monsters. And I'm like,
Yeah.
skeletons.
That part was
You hated it?
no, it was dorky, man. I feel like for as big a well, I don't even know if it was a big budget movie. Was it?
It was. Let's see here. I wrote that down
Yeah.
somewhere. It was made in 1987, and it got released on August 14th by Fred Decker
Right.
and his glorious helper, Shane Black, who also wrote a trillion amazing movies throughout the 80s.
Oh, Shane Black,
yeah.
Mr.
Predator,
yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
Dude.
That guy has wrote so much fucking cool shit. Well, maybe I didn't write it down. I'm a failure.
Oh well, I mean, look, the feel of the movie is it seems like it's a pretty big budget movie, and the intro of that film is pretty intense. You know, like they're raiding the castle. I didn't until you read that intro, I didn't put 2 and 2 together that guy was Van Helsing. Like, because nobody ever. There's no dialogue. They're just like
No, you just read it.
yeah, they're
It's like
running
Star
in,
Wars.
and then they bring some random little girl with them, and they're just like, read the script.
'Cause she's the
like
virgin.
The fucking scroll. And see, I did.
Yep. We don't.
It was
really
a lot of show don't tell,
You really don't learn about that stuff until towards the end,
Right.
Or in the middle.
and it was awkward. And then the castle floor starts to just like come up in panels.
Yeah.
and that's what bothered me the most. The skeletons and everything was cool, but like all these guys are standing on the floor, and then they just kind of like start to shift under them, and they're like, "Whoa!" and they throw themselves on the floor and shit. Like, I'm like, guys, you could have just like listed to the left, and you'd have been fine.
They didn't know that. It was
They did.
way back in the day, dude.
Yeah,
Give the
before
guy-
balance was invented.
Give the guy
Yeah.
guy a fucking break. Why don't you? They so the opening scene of that when they first wrote that when Shane Black and I almost said Black and Decker. Get it? Black and Decker. Come on, Chris.
Again, what? Who was the other guy?
Tools, Black and Decker.
Yeah.
Fred Decker.
No way.
Did I really just make a stupid joke? And you
That
just
was
went
good.
right
Sorry,
over the top
that
of
was
your head?
dude.
That was just on the point. Nope. I'm sorry. I'm
Let's
sorry.
go back in time. That was a good one.
Go back in time.
Yeah.
So the first draft of that was like this massive attack on Dracula's castle. They wrote it to be like this huge fucking goddamn massive attack where there was like hundreds of men on fucking horses and shit and like a zeppelin in the air to go kill this fucking guy and take over the
damn.
castle. And by the time they figured it all out, it would have cost more to film that opening than it would have done to make the entire fucking movie.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, could you imagine if that was the opening scene to that? That would have been fucking crazy
I
wild.
don't know though. Would a Zeppelin fit the timeline?
Like, if I know.
It's like fucking what is it? 1600s or
God damn, were Zeppelins around that long ago? I'll look it up later.
what?
See when Zeppelins came out.
Well,
You don't have to look it up.
well,
You're like, now I have to.
now I
Okay,
have
I
to.
lied right here.
Keep going.
I did write it down. It was a $12 million budget, and the U.S. and Canada only made $1.9 million in the opening weekend. So it was a flop. Raging flop.
no, Zeppelins were flown commercially in 1910.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
So-
Dracula saw Zeppelins.
No, he did not.
Sure he did.
Like,
Dracula is 1 trillion years old, dude.
yeah. Well, sure, but not when Van Helsing was like. If they're gonna use the Zeppelin to enter the castle.
Well, when was Van Helsing supposedly alive?
I'm telling you, it's like the 1600s, I think. Like
Really?
yeah.
I'm just going to go off the movie.
I don't know.
Dracula came out in like 31. Van Helsing has not been around since 1931.
Okay.
Says
Or that.
other people.
No, that wouldn't even work. See, the movie's already a mess.
Dracula timeline.
What's gonna happen by the end of this is you're gonna hate this film.
No, I'm probably going to
No,
go home
I
and watch it
know.
while I'm fucking doing shit before I go to bed. Because I'm not even joking. That movie is like one of my comfort movies just from watching it so many fucking times. It never gets old.
No, and I think you're correct to say that. Like I think that it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I like it more than Goonies. And it's basically a fucking Goonies. It's Goonies
Right.
meet the fucking monsters.
That's how I described it to my wife because she saw me watching it. She's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Well, it's the Monster Squad. You never seen that?" And it's Goonies meets the monster. It's the Hollywood monsters. Is what it is. And I don't like the Goonies,
Oh, God.
so
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast probably won't last very long. I hope you enjoyed our visit.
friendship teetering.
Now you're just going to sit over there in the corner. I'm not even going to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
Goonie hater.
Just gonna sit over there yelling at you.
You're like, the Goonies fucking suck. Hey, you guys. All right, I'll forgive you.
No, look, I like most. Here's the thing: is like really quickly, I love pop culture, and so
Me too.
Like most things, I can accept the Goonies' place in history, right?
Sure.
And there are some funny. I mean, we've done the joke 3 times. It's our time down here.
That's all over the second we ride up Troy's bucket.
All the time, dude.
Yeah, 'cause it's fun.
See, now I have to insert that again.
Yeah, right.
I saved
There
it.
you
I saved it just in case I knew it was going to happen. It's a fucking podcast, dude.
Yeah.
Where's going to save stuff like that?
Well, it's just things are classic, and I can appreciate that. And Monster Squad arguably should be more classic. I think.
It's a huge cult following. Huge, like massive.
Why not as big as the Goonies though?
I don't know.
Because it is the Goonies, but
Yeah.
with monster. Like it's fucking cool, man.
Yeah. It did not do good. But when it hit fucking HBO and VHS, that shit fucking boom. It exploded like the Zeppelin they didn't get to use.
Damn.
Just
Just coming in hot.
Yeah, dude. It's massive. Like to the point where like we'll talk about it later, but Fred Decker, there's an interview with him. He had no fucking clue that this movie was so huge as a cult classic. He had no fucking idea. He just did it. It didn't fucking work out. He's like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, he's eating that Predator money.
Yeah. Wait, was he part of was he a writer on that too?
I believe so.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I don't care. Fred Decker's done some cool shit because he did that.
Oh, not Decker. Sorry, I was thinking
Shane Black.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Decker probably didn't do much
not
shit.
Decker.
His career kind of got ruined after a while.
Oh.
Because he did Night of the Creeps. That was his
Right.
first one.
Oh.
Yep, that was his first one. So remember when they're in the bathroom and he's running away from the slugs and shit, and you see him sliding across the fucking floor in the bathroom?
Yeah.
It says "Go Monster Squad" on the fucking wall.
Oh yes.
Yep. And then
remember that.
And then he made the Monster Squad.
Huh.
And then just kind of got worse from there. He did some other shit. And he did some writing, and then he did RoboCop 3, and that ruined his career. Because RoboCop 3 was a pile of shit. Why is RoboCop flying? This is not a RoboCop fucking episode. This is a fucking Monster Squad episode. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about how crappy RoboCop 3 is later. We got... we were talking about it. Go ahead.
Well, we were going through the intro.
Yeah.
You like the skeletons. I hate the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. They kind of just go hand in hand.
And then what? They bring the girl in. She reads some stuff to try and shut down the amulet thing.
Yep.
Again, a lot of show and no tell. There's a whole lot of shit going on in this scene.
Yeah.
That they want you to remember.
Maybe that's why they did it. They're like, why is that thing glowing? Why did they just open a giant...
I mean, you are... I mean,
why are they just open a giant portal?
that's asking a lot.
Well...
Like, because it's one thing. It's like, oh well, remember like this thing, this one thing. It's in the intro, and then it foreshadows something later on, right?
Yeah.
This is the whole intro is foreshadowing for the end of the fucking movie, and they want you to remember all those things.
Yeah, but you also need to remember it was directed at children.
Was it?
Fuck yeah, it was only PG-13.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like a kid's movie with some vulgar language.
Yeah.
you just can't say anymore because it's not 1987.
no.
Yep.
Oh gosh, yeah. I think I'm not going to say.
Yeah, you can't repeat it, but
Yeah.
we might get in trouble if we do. But
Yeah.
if
The
you're a
first,
Monster Squad fan, you know. Dude, when I was little,
Those are the kids in the school. Like the first words that come out
Yep,
of their mouth
yep.
is like,
what'd you say? What'd you
Yeah.
say?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our show. Tonight's question: what makes a fat kid fat? Fat kid?
Get out of here, EJ.
Get out of here, James.
Nope,
Not a good answer.
Doesn't make any sense.
Let's go to our man on the street, Derek.
Hi, I'm Derek, and I'm in the street where Fat Kid is blocking traffic. Fat Kid, can't you stop eating?
Wayne.
Damn.
And then he turns around. He's like, "Fuck you, Kevin's brother from Wonder Years. Fuck you gonna do about it?" I had my mom explain to me at least 3 times what present day meant because I thought it was actual presents. Because when it goes to modern day, it's
Right.
like present day, and
Present
I'm like,
day.
what's present day? Is it like another Christmas? My mom's like, shut up. She didn't tell me to shut up, but I was a slow kid. What do you want me to say?
But yeah, so it goes present day. We open on kids at school, which is kind of cool. I appreciate that they cast actual kids because now, and I know I say that because they say like,
Wait till you watch 315. We're all like 45 years old playing teenagers.
right, we see that way too often now. It's like this person's supposed to be a high schooler, but they're really fucking 37, you know, like, and it's like so hard to believe these were actual kids, and they did a really good job.
It's like watching Animal House. They all look like they're fucking
Oh,
40 years old.
Yeah. Nobody believes it.
Dude's like, I'm 18 years old. Check out my fucking goddamn 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. I gotta go check on my AARP, you know.
Yep.
Like,
So they're walking through the school. You get to meet all these guys. You get to meet Sean and Patrick, who are sitting in the principal's office because they're in trouble for drawing monsters when they
Right.
should be paying attention in class. And it took me forever until, not recently, but like years after, you hear them talking about, they're like, the teacher's head looks like a cat head.
yeah.
Did you catch any of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, her hair's like fucking curled up. So it looks like she has ears on top of her fucking head. So it looks like she has a cat head.
Right. I caught that, and I felt like that was a deep jab, and I don't appreciate those kids making fun of her hair. I was like, really, guys? You're gonna call her cat head because she's got this cool like 50s style hairstyle.
Well, she also looked like an old haggard bitch. So
Sure. Well, yeah, she did that, but I don't know. Come up with a different, better name. You know, it was just like, yeah. That's
I do love
that's
the
a cheap
principal.
shot.
I love the principal though because he's like,
Yeah.
hey, science is real, monsters are not. And they're like,
Yeah.
we don't know that. We don't know that they're not real. And then there's like walking down the hallway.
I took it as we don't know that science is real.
Yeah, exactly.
We know monsters are real. We don't
Science
know
is
that
real.
science is real.
Monsters are not.
I love when he leans in. He goes, "You know what's really cool, guys?
Science.
Science."
Oh yeah, and he goes, I dig it, man.
Yeah, dude, with the 2 thumbs up.
And they're both just like, shut the fuck up, dude. We're gonna get the fuck out of here and go draw monsters in our clubhouse.
Wait, I didn't even realize. By the way, okay, we'll get to that. I don't want to spoil the end yet, but that little scene
Yeah.
is a thing at the end. But okay, continue. Well,
Well, that was it.
Then they do that. They talk. They're off walking, and they talk about. I'm doing all this based on memory. I don't.
Oh, whatever, dude.
I barely.
We can skip back and around. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
So you jump in if I'm missing
whatever.
any voids here. They are walking, just goofing off as kids do, and talking about the Wolfman,
Yeah.
like driving a car,
Yeah, and wearing pants.
and wearing pants,
Yeah.
and then
He had to wear pants so you wouldn't see his wolf dork.
right. You wouldn't see his wolf dork.
Yeah, fucking great, dude. And the whole time he's walking around, he's wearing a shirt that says "I love Stephen King," or no, Stephen King rules. Excuse me.
Yes.
Well, that was a really fuck up on my part for loving this movie so much. And my apologies.
Yeah. And that's all. Which strange shirt, by the way. It's just red letters on a white shirt.
Nope, red shirt, yellow letters.
Are you sure?
I'm 100%
I thought he was
positive.
on a white shirt.
Nope.
Anyways, it's just letters on a shirt.
I find it funny how
It
there's little.
says Stephen King rules.
I love it how that. Well, he makes monsters.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, it's kind of fucking weird. Lots of cocaine. I've heard
That's what
about.
I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's the only. Oh, he does weird shit. You know who does also weird?
Just sits
shit?
in a room, does cocaine for 5 days, writes a book in 10 minutes, and sits there and reads it over.
What I'm getting at is overrated writer. Let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I love how the little sister shows up. She's like 6.
Yeah.
And she's just wandering the streets by herself. Phoebe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just shows up by herself while her brother and his friends is walking the fuck home. She's like, hey, guys, what's up? I'm like, I guess it is 1987. So
Yeah, man.
kids just got to wander the streets by themselves.
She did come out of nowhere though.
She did come out of nowhere.
Like,
And because of moms like that, just letting their kids walk around, that's how they ended up on milk cartons
Yeah.
in the 80s.
well, and not to mention their backyard treehouse
Yeah.
that they go to. Well, I know I'm jumping a little.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll go back, but is right next to a river,
Yeah,
or,
swamp.
or like a lake or a swamp.
Yeah, it's a
And
swamp.
like it's right in their back because the mom comes out and yells for them for dinner. Okay, and so I'm like, this doesn't like the geography doesn't make sense to me unless you're a terrible parent
Yeah.
that you like.
You just
okay,
do whatever the fuck you want.
your house lives you live on a swamp and you're just letting your what is she like maybe like 6?
She's like 6.
Yeah. The little 6-year-old run around the fucking swamp. Like,
I think that was a setup for a later introduction of a character.
sure.
Yeah.
But going back, they are, when they're goofing off on the street,
Yeah.
talking about the Wolfman and stuff, as, it reminds me a lot of our conversations. Like,
Yeah.
about the-
Cool. We're
yeah.
children. We're 40-plus-year-old children.
right? Things that don't matter, but they do.
They do. They matter in our lives.
And then they come by the creepy old man house.
Scary German
Scary
guy.
German guy is what they say.
I love how this neighborhood just has a weird, scary German guy.
Yeah. And for for as buttoned up as that guy ends up being,
Sure.
they do paint him as the scary German guy because when you first see him, he's like peeking through the
Yeah.
fucking curtains.
He's
and
just a creepy old man that no one knows
his
anything about.
Yard is all unkempt and and gross. Like you would see, like as the haunted house. But he's a regular dude.
Yeah.
Looks like he knows his shit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's been around
he's
a
not
while.
going to let his grass get that tall. He's going to go out there. He's a hardworking dude. He was in the war.
Maybe he stays
The big one.
inside. Maybe he stays inside because everybody thinks he's scary. And German.
I mean, I guess he's got a reputation to live up
And then
to.
Phoebe's just like, maybe he's in the war. Like Rambo.
Yes, like Rambo.
That was the best part. Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe he was in the war. Like Rambo. That fucking movie's so, oh, God, dude. So good. So then don't they end up back in the clubhouse, if I do believe that's where we first get to see the clubhouse?
Well,
No, because it bounces back to fucking fat kid, if I believe, getting his ass kicked in the parking lot.
No. That happened earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But we
so
got to meet
we
Fat
skipped that.
Kid.
Yeah.
We got to meet Fat Kid
His
and
name
Rudy.
is Fat Kid, by the way.
Horace.
Yeah, they call him Fat
Yeah, they
Kid.
call him Fat Kid.
Even his friends call him Fat Kid. Like, it's just.
But we got to
mean,
meet
man.
Fat Kid and we got to meet Rudy, who when I was 7, come on, that kid he got a fucking leather jacket and he
Oh, hell
smoked
yeah.
cigarettes. And I'm
He
like,
comes skidding in on his
yep.
banana seat
Yep.
bike.
I'm like, you know what?
dude,
I'm smoking cigarettes. I'm wearing leather jackets. It's going to be fucking awesome.
he's got the whole 50s greaser thing going.
Yeah. In 1987.
Hey, Rudy.
EJ? See, you met my friend Horace. You okay?
Rudy,
You dropped your candy bar, EJ.
It's his.
It's yours now.
Rudy?
Eat. Rudy, I'm not gonna sit
Eat up.
And we'll call it a day.
And he looks cool as fuck. And it turned out that kid is actually Ryan Lambert. He played on a show called Kids Incorporated. Did you ever catch any of that?
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, where they just sing and dance the whole time.
Yeah.
Yep. He was on that. Good.
Small world.
It's a small Disney World.
Yeah. So Rudy saves Fat Kid from getting like that was kind of ruthlessly bullied, man. Like he was.
Oh yeah, they were fucking cocks to that
Yeah.
kid, trying to make him eat a fucking goddamn
he was
candy
slapping-
bar
Yeah, the bully's like slapping him in the face and
and ripped his fucking comic in half.
Oh yeah. And then Rudy
The
shows
Spider-Man
up.
comic, dude.
And what is that? That bully was somebody.
Yeah, it's Wayne. That's Wayne from fucking Wonder Years, dude. That's
Yeah.
Kevin.
There you go.
That's Kevin's
I
brother.
was like, that guy's familiar.
So he was a dick in the Wonder Years, and he was still a dick in the Monster Squad. So it's kind of like the same universe.
Huh.
Maybe his name's Wayne in that. I can't remember what his name is. That'd be funny if he's just
Yeah,
playing
I
the
don't
same
remember.
character. Like, we saw you play a dick in another movie. Why don't you play that same thing?
He's got that face.
Except towards Fred Savage. He's like, fuck yeah, I can do that. Oh, I can't say these words on TV. I'll tone it down.
But yeah,
So, yeah.
Rudy makes him eat the candy bar.
Makes him eat the candy
that
bar.
he stepped on.
He's like, "Eat it."
And everybody laughs at him.
Yep.
And then, so then we cut back to where we were.
Yep.
Fat Kid comes, says, Rudy, save me. You'll never believe.
Yep.
And which I don't know why they wouldn't believe. I feel like
I mean, would you talk to that kid in high school?
I don't know.
Because he kind of looked like a punk. So
But he's a nice dude.
maybe you don't
got a
know he's
heart
a
of
punk
gold.
because he's got his goddamn glasses on. He wants you to think he's a giant asshole.
So Fat Kid's telling them, I think he does want the
yeah, let's
persona,
get
right?
let's get him in the Monster
Yeah, he
Club.
goes, hey, he should join the Monster Club. And Rudy is just sitting against a tree on his bike, like a half a block away from them.
Yep,
looking
it was
at
not.
them.
It was not in front of them. It
No.
was literally like up the street.
It was so weird and kind of funny to me that like because it really did like scream, yeah, I'm trying to be cool, and
he's
so
cool.
it played to his character, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just gonna play this cool.
Yeah.
But he wants to be part of the Monster Club. Like you can tell, right? He has no qualms. And then they go to the clubhouse and
They give him the monster test.
he gets the monster.
Oh, that was another thing too, because Phoebe's just like, what'd she say? Hey, can Rudy be in the Monster Club? And she's like, I heard he hugs his dad. And they're like,
What?
get out of here, Phoebe the Phoebe. And she gets all butthurt and walks off all sad.
Oh yeah, when she comes up too, she lifts the lid and it says, "No girls allowed." And
Yeah.
she
Yep.
goes, can't you read? Phoebe the Phoebe, and then she just sulks away.
Dude, when you're a kid and you see the inside of that fucking clubhouse, greatest fucking thing ever.
Oh, I never-
If I had a clubhouse like that, holy shit, I would have never left that thing.
Yep.
There's just monster posters everywhere. There's a Return of the Living Dead poster hanging on that wall.
Yeah.
If you look close enough.
No, that
so fucking
that
good.
place was cool. And then the whole time too, I thought that Rudy was just there to scope that chick, which he did not know.
Patrick's sister,
Yeah, was Patrick's sister.
who was fucking hot as fuck in that movie.
So he has a straight line view of her getting dressed in her window.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, well, this is his motive right here.
Oh, hell yeah.
But they give him the test, which is
What was one of the questions?
They asked,
The name of Frankenstein's monster.
Right, the name of Frankenstein's monster. And oh no, what did they say? It was something about like what?
Oh, what is the name of Frankenstein's monster or the name of the guy who created
Yeah,
him?
and then he gets that right.
Yep. And then another one was
It was named 3 ways to
Three
kill
Ways to Kill a Werewolf.
a werewolf.
Yeah.
Second way to kill a vampire.
I give up. Daylight.
Sunlight. That kid, what other kind of light is there during the day? Go away, Pete. Question 2. Is Frankenstein the name of the monster or the guy who made him?
The guy.
Right. Can't you read? Mom says you have to let me in the club or else it's prescription. That's discrimination, jerkoid. Prescription's drugs, which you're on if you think you're getting up here. Come on, son. I know about one. Come on, let me in the 2 ways to kill a werewolf.
Silver bullet?
And?
That's it. Shoot him with the silver bullet.
Nope. Sorry, Rudy.
Okay, so what's the other way?
What?
Second way to kill a werewolf.
Car crash? Accident with power tools? Old age? Falling out a window? Onto a bomb? Sean, baby.
And he said silver bullet, and everybody else starts guessing all these stupid questions. They're like,
Yeah.
accident with power tools, old age, falling onto a bomb.
Yeah. So none of them were ready for him.
None of them were ready for fucking because.
And then they realize, or like they get to the point where they have to go to dinner or something. They start to leave.
Yeah.
And he's just
but we
like-
also get to meet Eugene at that point. Little Eugene with his dog. Because we don't meet him before that.
That's right.
Yeah.
The dog was.
Because they're always like, how the hell does this dog get up here?
Yeah, they said that in one of the scenes as they're like fading away.
Yeah.
They go, how does this dog get up here? And I was like, that's a good question.
Yep. So then they get called to dinner. Sean goes in the house to fucking go grab dinner. He grabbed like a fucking the biggest carrot I've ever seen in a movie. He just grabs his carrot, starts taking a bite, and his mom's like, "Get the fuck out of here! Get ready for dinner."
Super weird. I had to rewind that to make sure that was a carrot because I was like, what did he just grab and why is his mom? If my son grabbed a carrot, I'd be like, yeah, dude, finally.
Yep. And his mom was Mary Ellen Trainor, who played in a slew of shit in the 80s. She played the mom on the Goonies. Yep.
Well, you know my opinion on that.
I know.
So-
She played on Die Hard. She played on my favorite episode of Tales from the Crypt ever and All Through the House.
Yeah.
She was the wife. And there was a couple other ones too, but I just can't fucking remember. That might have been it at the time. Oh, she played on Lethal Weapon. She played the psychiatrist on Lethal Weapon.
Oh.
Yeah, she was all over the fucking place in the 80s, especially that year.
She's doing good for herself.
Yep. So then he gives him a book that she bought at a garage sale.
Super random.
Just random ass. She knows he has a monster club. His mom loves him. She's like, I got you this book written by Van Helsing something. And then she's like, he's the guy that fought Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
She's like, no. It's like, well, which one's the really tall one? That's Godzilla. He's fucking great, dude. He's like, this is what do you say? He's like, this is great. Or no, he says, holy shit. And his mom turns around and looks at him like, what the fuck did you just say? He's like, this is great. And he's like, oh, it's in German. Because so he can't fucking read the fucking book.
Right.
But that's still some crazy relic.
Talk about like, I don't know, plot contrivance that his mom happens to show up with the actual diary of
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing.
And why was she out running around looking at garage sales on Shadowbrook Road? It just seems like a scary road you would just stay the fuck away from, period.
Yeah.
I don't know. If there was a Shadowbrook Road around here, I probably wouldn't go there.
You'd check it out.
Maybe during the day.
But like as
scared werewolf.
As one of the Monster Squad, not as a mom.
No.
Yeah.
But good for his mom for keeping an eye out and buying him cool shit.
Yeah, well, could you imagine what would have happened to the world if he didn't get that diary?
We wouldn't be sitting here doing this podcast because
Right.
we'd be in oblivion.
Yep.
Yep.
End it all.
So then we get to meet his awesome cop dad when he goes to get washed up. And dad's shaving. He's got to go to work. Well, actually, no, he wasn't going to work. He was going to marriage counseling for the night.
Yeah.
But Sean didn't want to hear that. He wanted $5 to go watch a shitty movie at the drive-in.
Although his dad did handle that really well. I like
He did.
that. I like that interaction between them two because he was like a real dad. He's like,
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you've seen these movies, like, and also he's like, you're going without me, like,
Yeah, exactly.
He was bummed.
He's like, I'm going to fucking miss it.
Yeah.
The plot's going to get ruined. He's like, what plot? The guy gets shot or chopped up or something, and they put his head in a blender and they send the rest of the pieces to Norway. He'll still come back from the grave. And he's like, that was part 7.
Yeah.
That was the best part ever, dude. But his dad's just so cool. He's like, lights up a cigarette. He's like, hey, man, put your fucking cap on. Don't be an idiot. You got a little sister to watch.
Yeah.
Once again, 1987. You're just letting a 12-year-old hang out with your 6-year-old sister while your parents are fucking marriage counseling for the night.
Damn.
While you have a swamp outside.
There's a lot of undertones in this film.
Not undertones, just not watching your goddamn children.
Well, no, I mean, look at how depressing that kid's life. Like his parents.
Well, and his dad's a detective, and apparently in this small town, which is connected to Gremlins and fucking goddamn Back to the Future, by the way. All hell breaks loose in this place all the time. There's time travel. There's fucking goddamn tiny green monsters fucking taking the place of fucking monsters.
Those are all conspiracy theories.
Oh, no. It's all in the same timeline, dude. There's just so much shit going on in this fucking town. Because I told you that the other day, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
pretty wild. We'll get that here in a
that
minute.
has to do with the ending.
It does.
It all has to do with the ending.
Everything has to do. It's all the build up, dude.
Yeah. There's a little tease.
A little
tease. But yeah, I liked the dad. I thought he was cool. And what was it? Phoebe said something to the mom, like, "Hey, are you gonna yell at him
Oh yeah, because he was
And
being
she
mean.
starts to go, and again, this is another one of those undertone things in this film that's kind of dark. She goes, "No, you're I love your dad very much," and she's like, "No, Patrick
Sean.
or Sean, whatever, yeah,
For scaring me.
yeah, you're gonna yell at Sean for scaring me," and she's like, "Oh, yeah,
Here's what bothers me about that. She puts the kid to bed, lights a candle.
dude, I saw
Lights a
that.
candle.
That the dad in me was like, "What are you
Yep.
doing?"
She's like, what'd she say? It keeps the. It's amazing how I
No,
can't remember.
she said it keeps the lightning away.
Yes, it keeps the lightning away.
Because the storm was.
He's like, oh, okay, cool. And then you're just gonna go to fucking marriage counseling with a burning candle next to your child.
Yeah, right next to her.
This explains a whole lot in that Tales from the Crypt episode. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of this guy and take his money because I don't care. I leave candles burning in small children's bedrooms.
There's a million other things they could have done to comfort that child, and I don't mean just her in the real, like that the writers could have
Sure.
like
Shane Black, we're looking at you.
yeah. Why a candle, dude? Let's
keeps
just
the
put
lightning
an
away.
open. We're gonna put an open flame next to this child's bed overnight. Like, dude,
Okay, so then while that's happening, Dad gets called to fucking work
yeah,
because someone stole. What was it? Oh no, because we've missed a couple of fucking little scenes here.
well, yeah, because they're starting to introduce Dracula.
They are, because Dracula, there's two guys driving a fucking bomber, which is fucking weird to me.
Yeah.
Why are they flying a fucking bomber plane? God, this is really ruining this movie for me, Chris. It's just fucking wrecking my childhood.
dude.
These
No,
guys,
look, revel in the cheesiness. It's all great.
I'll never stop loving
Yeah.
it. I don't care how many times.
It's fun to pick it apart.
But they're flying like a bomber plane.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, yeah, we're flying this fucking bomber. We got dead bodies back here, and we're going to have a party and all this shit. And they hear a noise in the back of the fucking cabin. What they're doing is they're flying fucking Frankenstein's monster in a crate.
Yeah. Well, really quickly, didn't one of the pilots mention about like wanting to kill himself? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, what the fuck am I even here? And then the other guy, he's like, dude, come on. He goes, this is a pretty good job. And he goes, yeah, this is a pretty good
he's like,
job.
yeah, you're
Like,
right.
And,
And
then they hear the noise.
And he goes back there and is like, this is the fucking greatest part. He's walking back there like, being all creepy about it too. He's just like looking around like, what the fuck's going on here? And a bat swooshes his head.
Yeah.
Why would there be a bat in the fucking, well, we already know it's Dracula, but why would there be a fucking bat in that fucking plane? You just be like, yep, there's a bat in here. We're flying this bomber plane with dead bodies in it, so there's got to be bats.
Jeez. That's so Dracula's there.
Just in time, so him to be like, what the fuck is this? And he's got his flashlight. He looks up and there's Dracula. Bat right in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Greatest Dracula ever invented. Don't care.
No.
Yep. Sorry, dude.
Here's-
Duncan Reger played Dracula.
Apparently, Liam Neeson was up for that role.
Okay, so here's this part. I got a Liam Neeson trivia for you.
Okay.
He actually got paid for that. I didn't hear the part where he was supposed to be Dracula, but he did get played for. He got paid to be at a part in that movie. Got paid, never showed up.
Huh.
So they paid him. That sounds like a Leslie Nielsen thing. He probably walked off.
It's
He's like,
not Liam Neeson.
I thought it was Leslie.
No.
Are you fucking sure?
It says right here.
Liam?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was Leslie.
Duncan Reger narrowly beat a then little known Liam Neeson.
What, dude? No way. I've always read it was fucking Leslie.
Leslie Nielsen.
Oh,
Which
you're
is
right.
funny
I
you
wrote
say that
Liam.
because he is doing what is it, the Naked Gun remake?
Fucking
so,
stupid.
As Leslie Nielsen.
Did you see the new poster for that?
I did.
With the fucking 50 fingers on the gun?
No, I haven't seen that. I
Oh,
saw
yeah,
the
it said
one
something
where,
like-
all the hands are grabbing him. I fucking love that.
No, there's one where he's standing there with a gun in his hand, but there's like 8 fingers on here because it was made by AI. It's like something about AI can't even make this poster right or some
Yeah.
shit, dude. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
No, that's a great.
Okay, my mistake. I must have read something different back in the day where it said Leslie Nielsen, who also went on to play, was it called Dead and Loving It? He played Dracula.
Yeah, he did.
But Liam Neeson got paid, never fucking showed up.
Really?
Yeah. He probably was preparing for his role for Taken 40 years down the road.
That's and that's strange for him, right? Like I could see Leslie doing that.
Yeah.
'cause he's a goober.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Liam, I don't know.
I can't picture him playing fucking Dracula.
A young.
It would have
Liam-
sucked. Would have
A
sucked. dude.
young Liam Neeson, I could see that.
We got the best Dracula.
It's not, but
It is. So let me find this here real quick because I wrote it the fuck down.
Yeah.
There was a 2006, and remember Wizard Magazine?
Yeah.
So in 2006, Wizard Magazine did a top 100 villains for Dracula, and Dracula was number 30. And it wasn't just Dracula; it was this Dracula.
That the one from Monster
The one from Monster Squad made it number 30.
was, and did they cite him?
Suck on that.
Did they cite him particularly?
They did.
Like this version of Dracula.
Yeah. And then in parentheses, there was a little asterisk at the bottom that says, Chris is really going to fucking hate this.
Yeah. No. They were not wrong. Turns out.
Fuck that.
Yeah. No. Peter Cushing is the best Dracula.
Nah.
And then.
No.
So Peter Cushing, and then Bela Lugosi. I mean, come on.
I don't hate Bela Lugosi.
The reason that this guy's Dracula is so good is because he's aping on Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
No.
100%.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. This is where we fight it out.
And then what was it? Bram Stoker.
Yeah. Fucking Gary Oldman.
Yeah, Gary Oldman's Dracula.
He did a fantastic job. Not as good as this one, but I'll fight it all day, dude.
I've got a list of
I'll
Draculas.
fight it like a small child
They're
having to go
so
to the
much
fucking dentist and
better.
having things pulled out. I'm like, not having it. Nope, not going.
Yep.
He did a fucking great job. I don't even remember where we're at, but it doesn't matter. We don't,
Well, we were talking about the introduction of
yeah, because then they fucking dude gets slapped in the face by Dracula, and this guy's like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking show you, and he pulls the lever to fucking drop him out of the airplane.
Sorry, I got that mixed up. Peter Cushing was Van Helsing. It's Christopher Lee was Dracula. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, you always get those two mixed up anyway. They're about the same age and look alike.
They do actually.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Still
Christopher
don't agree with
Lee,
you. I still don't agree with you, but whatever.
Best.
Just because the actor changed doesn't mean my
Sauron.
opinion did.
Sauron played. Yeah. He's the best Dracula.
I'm not saying they didn't do fucking good movies with him.
Gary
They're
Oldman,
no fearless vampire killer
Blackula,
like Peter Vincent.
but
Peter Vincent vampire killer.
yeah. Oh gosh, yes.
Why? I cannot go down that road with that right now.
yeah.
We're focused on Dracula.
Yeah.
He pulls the lever in the plane. Fucking Frankenstein's box drops out of the fucking plane, and Dracula sits there and floats in midair like, fuck you, I slapped you in the face. You think you're just going to drop me off out of the airplane? And he turns into a fucking bat and he flies out of the plane while it's fucking light outside.
I didn't notice that.
Yep. It's light outside. And the best part is, what are the odds? The goddamn Frankenstein just drops right into the swamp next to the kid's fucking goddamn clubhouse.
Right.
Yep.
Well, didn't a bunch of other stuff fall there too?
Yeah. His cape,
Okay.
which I thought was kind of weird. The box drops right there, and then it starts going back into the clubhouse, and you see Dracula's cape sitting there on a bunch of bushes.
That's
I know everybody else out there listening can see me waving my arm like it's waving in the wind, but
did do that.
and you're like, oh, they're close by. What are the odds? What are the odds that these kids have a monster club?
Now, well, everything's coincidence in this, right? And
Sure. It's 1987, dude.
So where are we from there? Because that spot gets vague for me. Like after,
Yeah, they're in the clubhouse. They're hanging out. And they're fucking bullshitting. Fucking, God, what was it? At some point, okay, we did skip a little bit because John's dad has to go down to the police station because there's a guy inside the police department screaming that he's a werewolf.
that's right.
And he's beating the shit out of cops left and right. And we can connect this one, too. It was John Greer's, who plays the fucking Fright Night 2. Plays the werewolf in Fright Night 2.
Oh,
And he plays Uncle Rico
yeah,
in fucking Napoleon Dynamite.
dude, no way.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't notice that,
Throw a football over that mountain.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
dude. Uncle Rico is
Yeah, dude.
a bad.
Fucking great.
Yeah,
He went from being a werewolf to another werewolf that somehow can climb on the side of walls. I never understood that about Fright Night 2. And then he's Uncle Rico.
yeah.
So, yep, already lost track because fucking Uncle Rico just fucking ruined everything. Oh, yeah, so he beats the shit out of a bunch of cops. He screams. He grabs a cop's gun. He says, kill me. They fucking shoot him. Sean's dad has to go to the police department.
Right.
Because he's like, I gotta go. There's some guy at the fucking police department screaming he's a werewolf, and they shot him, so I gotta go. So that is when we end up in the clubhouse. Well, not even before that. He leaves. They don't go to the fucking marriage counselor, so his mom's pissed off.
That's when Phoebe says,
Yep.
you're gonna yell. At
Yep. And before before his dad leaves, they're out there and they're fucking arguing. And he's screaming and yelling about how They shot a fucking guy, and someone's stealing bodies, and so Sean's sitting in the this is the best part too. Sean's sitting in the kitchen talking about how someone named Aculud, was it Aculud? Was that it? Called and wants the fucking book.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got to fucking deal with that. And while he's sitting there staring at it with a flickering light in the kitchen for some reason, he just keeps writing the letters over and over until he finally realizes, oh shit, Dracula's here. And then he's like, hey, call the meeting. Let's go. And he's like, hey. He just writes, you just see him on his little chalkboard write Monster Squad. And Rudy's like, what the hell's Monster Squad? He's like, it's us. We're the Monster Squad. He starts talking about how, fucking, we skipped another part. We're just jumping back and forth here. We forgot about his dad having to go and find out to the museum that fucking someone stole a mummy.
Right.
And then then they're back inside. That's another thing I wrote down. He fucking said, what did he say? He's like, 2,000-year-old dead guys just don't get up and walk away on their own.
Yeah.
They said the same thing in Night of the Creeps. So Fred Decker's just like, this is pretty good. I'm going to put this in this one too. So like every movie, I wonder if they said that in RoboCop 3. I hope they squeeze that in there somewhere. He just writes that in every fucking movie. He's like, I already used it in one. I'm going to use it in this one. Maybe the next one.
I try to put RoboCop 3 way behind me.
They should have brought RoboCop 3 in to fight Dracula.
There you go.
That would have been fucking awesome. But Monster Squad 2, Robo flies.
Yeah. Damn.
So anyway, Sean holds a meeting. He's yelling and screaming. He's like, my dad's screaming about they shot a guy who thought he was a werewolf and the fucking mummy's missing. And little fucking Eugene's sitting here with his dog. And he's just like, mummy came in my house. Because his dad's in there fucking... Right. Dad's in there yelling at him because he's like, you're not sleeping in my fucking room tonight in your fucking Robotech fucking pajamas. I'm tired of you fucking watching monster movies and fucking watching comics and shit.
He had so much cool shit in his room.
Yes, he did.
Like that big My Pet Monster sitting right on his dresser there. The Robotech pajamas.
Robotech pajamas.
Dude, that was awesome.
He had cool shit. And he just starts screaming at him. He's like, all right, fine, I'll check everything. He opens the door. He's like, oh, there's a fucking mummy in here. Blah. And the mummy was actually in his fucking goddamn room.
Yeah.
So.
And then he slinks out the window.
Yep. That was the best part. You just see his fucking wrapping just go out the window. And then what's really funny is it's fucking nighttime. Did Eugene just get up and sneak out of his house? The kid's like fucking 6 or 7 years old with a dog. His parents don't know that he's gone. He's telling his dad, there's monsters in my room. He's like, get the fuck out of here. You're not sleeping in here. And the kid's like, you know what? Going to the clubhouse. See you later. Bye. No rules in 1987.
Well,
or these parents just don't care.
The introduction of a lot of these monsters was kind of stilted. Like they had to find a way to get them in the film, but I don't think they knew like naturally how to put them in there. Yeah. Like the mummy just shows up. Like
True.
There's no explanation as to why
he's
mummy,
alive.
Yeah.
Well, he's alive because of Dracula.
Well, but why that one? Like, because he came from an Egyptian exhibit.
Because it was next door to everything else. It was right next to where Frankenstein got dropped off.
Frankenstein makes sense because Dracula actively
brought him with.
He's like, hey, this box is mine, and he drops it in the fucking swamp.
Yeah.
But what is that the same swamp where he raises the Gill Man?
Yeah. Yeah, you never find out where Gill Man comes from.
Right.
They're just all of a sudden in the swamp.
And even the werewolf.
And Dracula.
Why that guy?
I don't know. I'm telling you, dude, crazy shit's happening in that fucking town.
It's wild.
Yeah. Gremlins, time travel, monsters. We don't have explanations for these fucking things.
No. Well,
that was a cool part though, because let's face it, like Dracula's cane. Why he had a cane, I have no idea, because I don't ever recall Dracula just walking around with a fucking cane. Had like a little fucking devil or a wolf head on top of it. Remember when he brought back Frankenstein? He pulled the little ears, ping, ping.
Yeah.
Connected to him, and it's like, how old's Dracula? He's 1 billion years old. Did he get an upgrade on that cane? Because he pushes a button and extends into a fucking...
It's a big telescoping pole.
Big telescope. Boom. Lightning fucking hits it and brings Dracula back to life. Or Frankenstein.
Well, didn't you say, too, that they couldn't do the classic bolts in the neck?
They couldn't... Oh, yeah. So they couldn't get the permission from Universal to use that shit. So bolts in the neck, went to the head.
Yeah.
They couldn't use the Wolfman likeness, so they used... I love how you're just smiling. This is what fucking started all this, you son of a bitch. They used Stan Winston's face for the werewolf.
What?
They molded Stan Winston's face.
Okay.
And that's what they used for the mask for the werewolf.
Huh.
And you're just like, that's the fucking shittiest werewolf ever.
It's-
because of that werewolf. I wanted to be a werewolf when I was 8 years old.
There's no accounting for taste.
What the fuck ever.
Yeah. So this is where I start to have issues. Nothing until this point has given me a problem. No, I remember because you've gushed over this werewolf like it's your favorite one.
Ever since I was a child. I would literally, like, I had these fucking, kind of like a shirt like you have on right now. I'd have a t-shirt on. I'd be wearing a shirt like that. And then when I was like 8, you pull the fucking thing down like that. It was all ripped up and shattered. And you just like walking around like, fucking, just like running around acting like a fucking werewolf.
Right. Yeah. So, and I'll give you Dracula, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's good. He's a good Dracula.
Sure.
He's not the best, but he's good. And he's very, very classic. But then we get to, and have we seen Frankenstein yet? I think at this point we have.
Yeah, we have, because he brought him to life in the swamp.
And even that Frankenstein, arguably good. I like the makeup on that guy.
Sure. That's Tom Noonan.
Tom Noonan.
Yep. Did you watch House of the Devil?
Yeah.
Okay. He's the old man that owns the house.
Oh.
He's been in lots of other shit, and he played the fucking bad guy in RoboCop 2.
Monster. Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's loads of fucking cool people in this fucking movie, dude.
Yeah. RoboCop 2. Yeah, the bad guy from RoboCop 2. I remember that.
Shooting nuke into his neck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was the Ripper in Last Action Hero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did some cool shit.
Helen Weaver.
Greatest thing he's ever did, though, Frankenstein.
Yeah, that was, and good job, like, with the makeup on that, especially making it not look like him. Like, he
did a fucking great job, dude.
And yeah, so that was a great makeup job. But then we get to the werewolf. Now, the werewolf transformation, I would say on the weaker side. I've seen much better from many other different films.
There's loads of good werewolves out there.
Yeah.
A lot. I'll agree. He's not the greatest looking werewolf. He's
And-
my
and-
favorite just because I grew up with it.
My biggest problem with him, I think, probably is that he wears clothes.
You had to.
I
That shit was made in the 30s, so you wouldn't see his wolf dork. We've already discussed
He's
this.
a wolf dork, right? Well, the clothing made it to where, so he was much more hunchback than he.
Sure.
And that's.
Well, I think it's just because he's hunched over, like running around like a fucking monster.
Maybe the actor didn't know what to do.
His name was Tom Woodruff Jr.
But
he sculpted all the face for Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who was the guy that?
Or he also played the Gill Man.
Right, and the Gill Man is my favorite.
Flawless, dude.
Yeah, my favorite monster in this entire.
As I've gotten older, that thing has probably become one of my favorite fucking things ever.
My favorite, my favorite version of the creature is this one.
Yep.
It's so cool, and because he's a monster, man. Like, he's an actual monster. The creature, the legitimate creature, universal creature, looks a little goofy.
It looks like a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's more fish. This is like more piranha. Like, and it's fucking cool.
Probably one of the greatest things ever. That fucking suit was flawless.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guy that did the makeup for Frankenstein, he played the Gill Man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's the hunchback on the werewolf, and then the face is wrong, man. Like, the best way I can describe it is it just looks like a rat.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's terrible.
It's fucking Stan Winston. He was very rat-like.
Why use his face?
Because they couldn't have likeness rights to the fucking Wolfman. So there's like
anything else.
I think they did a bunch of other ones, and they're like, you know what? Let's just cast Stan's face in here because they're the ones that did the makeup for it.
Did they get permission?
What, from Stan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his makeup, his crew's the one that did all the fucking special effects.
Okay, that was my next question. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they worked on it. Well,
I was just going to say
not
that. No, I fucking spaced
my
it.
favorite.
It wasn't bad. He's not the great. He has a soft spot in my heart because I was 8 and I love this fucking movie. But there are better werewolves.
100%.
There are.
I
Dog Soldiers, probably one of the
Dude,
best ultimate fucking werewolf ever on the face of the earth.
Yep. Dog Soldiers and Howl. Have you seen Howl?
Maybe once.
It's like a British film. It takes place on a train.
Maybe.
It's kind of new. It's like 2010 or 2015, something like that.
Possibly.
Probably even newer. But those werewolves, fucking awesome. Like,
better than Dog Soldiers.
No.
Dog soldiers.
No,
are
dog
pretty
soldiers
awesome.
has
The fact that they have them on their hind legs and they still look like a fucking dog.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. No, and they're on stilts, so they're like 8 feet tall. Like they nailed it, and they got the long
Long
fingers.
fingernails. Holy fuck,
They
man.
got the long appendages with like the no hair on the torso, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then the long
Yep.
draping hair off
Yep.
the arms and legs.
Those things were fucking amazing, dude.
That movie is also a masterpiece.
Pretty sure I have a
fucking great.
steelbook for that
Yeah.
somewhere. Oh, God. Fuck
They were
yeah,
supposed
dude.
to make a sequel for that, and they never
I
did.
feel like I loaned that to someone and never got it back. It was probably Anthony.
No,
Never gonna see that again.
but yeah, and then like the werewolf transformation was a little weak because it was just like a lot of quick cuts. They didn't show a lot of like
Yeah, he's like fucking foaming and spitting out the mouth. Blah, blah, blah.
yeah. They didn't do like a lot of like what they normally do with like showing the fingernails pushing through the fingers or
Sure.
or bladder effects.
I mean,
or
you got to
anything
see
like
his toes popping out of the fucking goddamn chute.
That's true.
You hear him like, I love that when he's like transforming in the corners fucking van. He's just like, you see his hands move. He's like, you hear it.
Yeah.
And the guy has no idea what's going on because that asshole's got his headphones in. Just like me. I'd probably die by a werewolf because I always have my headphones in.
But yeah, so we got the werewolf, we get the creature,
Yep.
and
mummy.
and then we'll
The
get
mummy.
we'll get to the mummy. Again, one of my favorite mummies.
Dude,
Yeah,
hands down.
he's great.
Hands down.
Good design. The actor knew
I want
how
to
to
tattoo
walk.
that thing so bad.
They all kind of fall in the weakest ways, right? So I don't know where we were left off in the.
I don't either,
We
dude.
brought Frankenstein back to life. They
Yep.
do.
Oh, they're in their clubhouse.
Yeah, they do the quick. Is it before that? They do the scene, which I really appreciated, where Frankenstein walks up next to the edge of the water, little girl playing next to the water.
Yes. So after Sean says, "Hey, we're the Monster Club. We got to fucking do this," and they're like, "What the fuck's a Monster Squad?" And he's like, "It's us. We got to fucking stop the monsters. We got to figure it the fuck out. We have this book. We got to go fucking talk to somebody that's written in German. Go talk to scary German guy." And then I think right before we get to actually meet Frankenstein, they go talk to scary German guy. Hey, can you read this fucking book for us?
That's right.
Because we don't
Dracula
read German.
gives him a little pep talk. He goes, "You need to go get these.
Yes.
You get the book.
Yep.
Kill the kids if you need.
Yep, he's chained in the basement. He's like, "I need my fucking book," and they're
Yeah.
like, "Let's go talk to the fucking scary German guy." And we get to meet scary German guy, and he's not scary. He's just like, "Hey, what's up? You guys want some pie?" And they're eating fucking cherry pie. Dude's like, "No, I'm full. I don't want any more cherry pie."
Yeah.
And he basically explains like, every 100 years, stroke of fucking midnight. You got this fucking amulet. You need to find the amulet. You read this fucking phrase by a fucking virgin. Blah 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 blah. And it shows them leaving. And when they leave, you see the scary German guy shut the door. And we were talking about this. Like, that's the most monster shit in this whole fucking movie.
Thank you very much for all your time. Thank you.
I expect you boys thought I was some kind of monster myself. A vampire, perhaps? That's quite all right. But I am not, you know. If I were a vampire, then I wouldn't have a reflection. Now, would I?
Man, you sure know a lot about monsters.
Now that you mention it, I suppose I do.
Darkest moment in the film.
He's got fucking
It's the concentration camp.
concentration camp numbers tattooed on him. Because the
his-
kid's like, "Man, you sure know a lot about monsters." He's like, "I suppose I do." And he shuts the door and you see that fucking thing.
I had to stop at that point because I'm like, Jesus, guys.
Yep. I didn't understand that when I was 8. My mom's like, it was,
Yeah.
some horrible shit happened to him.
But like this is supposed to be a fun movie, and you just made it dark real fucking quick because it did get really somber. He's just like, yeah, I guess I do.
Yep.
And
So him helping with the
a
monsters
brilliant
themselves,
shot, by the way. I do love it. So
yeah.
but
Him fighting these monsters ain't shit compared to what he fucking
Exactly.
dealt with. So he's not too scary after all.
no, he turns out to be a really cool guy.
And then we see Sean and Patrick and everybody walking down the street, and they're like, "So what do we need to do? Blow a hole in limbo?" He's like, "What do you say, Dumbo? Blow a hole in Dumbo?" He's like, "That's limbo, stupid." And then we just need to get a virgin. Yeah, whatever, easy. We can do that, no problem. We don't buy 10.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all. And then I think they went back. We don't have this anymore. I don't know why. Every time I think about this, there's no fucking weird malt shops that we hang out with. There wasn't when I was a kid.
A malt shop.
He's just hanging out in a fucking like burger joint, like you know.
Right.
These kids are just like on a Friday night hanging out in a fucking burger joint, and the shit don't happen around here.
That
Didn't
was
happen when I was a
Sherry's
kid.
for us, man.
Yeah, Sherry's. That's what we had. But they walk in, they see Rudy. Like, hey, Rudy, you know any virgins? And he just spits fucking water or soda all over
and
the
then
fucking
quick
place.
cuts right there. Right?
Yeah, yep. Just fucking straight quick cuts.
Yeah.
So fucking funny, dude.
You know any virgins?
And it's just them on the fucking, them trying to find virgins.
Yeah.
And that's when they fucking take a picture. I think they took a picture. They were having another meeting, or maybe it was towards the beginning where he said, hey, we're Monster Squad. And Rudy takes a picture of Patrick's half-naked sister across the way. Because that comes into play later, too.
No, that wasn't him?
Yeah, he's up there and he's just like,
well, I thought, because Frankenstein.
no, Frankenstein took
Yeah.
the picture. I'm sorry. So, yeah, we end up meeting Frankenstein. That's where the swamp comes in, because what you were talking about, Phoebe's next to the water, and you see Frankenstein.
Yeah, you do. They do the classic. If you've
Yep.
seen the original Universal,
Except he doesn't throw her in the water this time.
right.
They become friends.
The little girl next to, and I again, I love that shot, man. Like I'm just like, oh my god, they did it. That's a really great shot, and a little fun homage to the original Frankenstein.
Yep.
Which one of my probably top two
Monsters?
easily Universal monster films. Frankenstein. I love that movie so much.
I've probably watched it once.
No, really?
Maybe
It's-
twice.
It's so good.
I've tried watching Dracula a bunch of times, too. Can't get into it. I've watched it once all the way through.
Yeah.
Just because those movies are just so fucking boring to me.
I could see that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Creature from the Black Lagoon,
different time, man.
awesome shit.
Yeah.
But that was more 50s. That wasn't 30s.
Yeah.
That was like 20 years after the other ones were made.
Yeah, so they do that shot, and then Frank becomes part of the team.
I love how when they come home, they're like walking. It's like Phoebe's like, hey, I got something to show you. Like, what? Get the hell out of here. He's like, no, you need to meet my friend. And they turn around, it's Frankenstein. They're like, what? And they all run, and like fat kid jumps in the trash can. He's like trying to hide.
Right.
Like, come on, you guys get out of here. Don't be chicken shits. It's like a little 6-year-old, dude. I always laughed every time I heard that. Come on, don't be chicken shit. And then they're in the clubhouse, and you're right. That's when Frank took a picture
Yeah, he takes the picture
of the sister next door, the virgin.
Yeah. And then what? Rudy uses that to kind of blackmail her.
Yeah,
It was kind of weird.
Yes, so they go talk to him like, "Hey, sis, we need to do something." And he's sitting there drinking a beer, which is fucking awesome. He's just sitting there, got his fucking finger with his gloves on, just like sipping a beer. Like, "Hey, what's that?" And she's like, "What the hell do you guys want?" And Patrick's like, "Sis, we need you to," and he can't spit out. She's like, "What?" And he's like, Rudy's like said something like, "At any time have you in your life been dorked?" She's like, "You guys are sick." And then he pulls that picture up, and he's like, "Yeah, hey, check this shit out.
Yeah.
Check this out. We're gonna blackmail you right now."
Yeah, he says like something about the school, some school board.
Yep.
He's like, "I'm put it on. I'm gonna put it right next. It'll look good right next to this and this." And then she's like, "Meh."
And then she decides to do, oh man, we fucking skipped that part too. The fucking montage. That came right before that. The music fucking montage where they're fucking building weapons and fucking silverware's getting stolen and turning into fucking. Dude, it's the
was that before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because at the very end of that montage, he walks out with the fucking. He walks out of the fucking place and he's like looking through the photos and he spits fucking soda all over again because there's a picture, a fucking naked picture
Yeah.
of the sister.
Well, in
when I was a
that
kid,
montage, Rudy does a lot of the work. Honestly.
Sure, the other ones aren't doing shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Eugene's making a fucking. He's writing a letter to the army. Dear Army men, there are monsters. Come quick.
Yes.
They're doing that.
That was adorable.
Someone stole his mom's silverware, which silverware is not made of silver except for a very, very long time ago. Like very, very long time ago.
She does find that her jewelry's missing.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
there's
too.
a scene in where
Was
she
it jewelry?
Yeah, she's up like trying to put a necklace on, and she looks at her box and it's gone. Like her stuff's gone.
Yeah, that was the silverware.
Oh, was it? The
Yeah,
silverware?
she opens up the silverware box. All her silverware is
okay,
gone.
So she's actually going for the good silverware.
Yeah.
I thought she was trying to put jewelry on.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of dinner they were having if they're using silverware.
Yeah.
But here's the best part. Rudy's making bullets with that silverware in school. in school. And when he taps it out, if you watch it, bat, bat, taps it out, it's an entire bullet, casing and all.
Right.
So that ain't going to fucking work. That's fine. It's a movie.
Yeah.
I've noticed these things.
Oh, and then in woodshop, he's making steaks.
Steaks, yep. No one's stopping him from making fucking wooden steaks.
Great.
So you're in 1987, you could make silver bullets, and you can make steaks.
Yeah.
And you can sit and make Patrick made Monster Squad business cards.
Yeah.
All hell's breaking loose. They're like, make business cards. People need to know who the fuck we are. They're like, I got you. I wish I had one of those cards. That'd be so fucking good. They made that. They looked at the fucking the map that said Shadowbrook Road. I like how the music's playing. He just runs his finger across it and just like stops right on Shadowbrook Road. Like, that's where we're going.
How did he know?
I think it's because his mom was just like, I got that book from Shadowbrook Road.
Yeah.
And they're like, Dracula wants it. So somehow,
Well,
assuming at some point that we didn't see, Frankenstein told them, hey, I need you guys to give me that book. We just didn't get to see that part.
yeah, maybe. That did confuse me is because almost immediately after Dracula says, hey, I need this book, Frankenstein he makes friends with the kids.
Sure, because
he doesn't even try to take the book. He
No.
doesn't try to kill the kids.
Nope.
He just completely ignores everything that that Dracula said.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, right? Like he's just I don't care about the book.
Yeah. I just want to be friends with these
Be
fucking
friends.
kids.
Which is strange. Like
He's a monster.
there's
Dude.
just
He doesn't know.
like not again something that's just not explained. And also Dracula's house. They said that in here I'm reading about it.
He lived at 666 Shadowbrook Road.
Right. Just happens to because in here it says that he's in a house that happens to have the amulet.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was in the wall because he's in there fucking trying to cut the fucking wall down or fucking chisel away at the wall to get in there and get it.
Right.
And it was covered, completely fucking surrounded by crosses.
It says here the amulet is buried in a stone room beneath a house that Dracula and the other monsters now occupy, and where Van Helsing's diary was found.
How did it get there?
How did the mom get it? If the house is abandoned and Dracula can just move in, why did he move in there? And it's clearly like it wasn't his place. Why is it?
It's Dracula. He can take over whatever fucking place he wants.
Well, sure, but he just happens to pick the house that has the amulet and Van Helsing's book. Was this Van Helsing's book? Why was Van Helsing living at 666? That seems like a bad omen.
Maybe he got sucked up into the vortex at the beginning of the movie, and that's just where it landed.
In just a random.
Once again, smack dab in fucking crazy town.
That makes any sense. But what was the mom doing to find the fucking book first and foremost?
She found it in an estate sale. Or a garage sale. It was for sale.
See, if they had said estate sale, that would make sense.
I thought they said garage sale.
She said garage sale, yeah.
Maybe there was a, if lost, please return to 666 Shadowbrook Road written inside the book.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how they found it. And they're like, get a map.
Like we used to do as kids.
I love how they're during the montage, too. They're all just riding their bikes all fucking, fucking swerving back and forth like we're on a fucking mission. That shit pumped me up so good when I was a kid. I'm like, hell yeah. Let's go get some monsters. Let's do it. So he finally gets that fucking thing out and like fucking, what was it? He's down there trying to get that shit out. And I think at one point he fucking blows the wall up with some dynamite, which how are the neighbors not hearing that shit?
Yeah.
He used 3 sticks of dynamite, dude, not one. I'm pretty sure it was 3 sticks of dynamite, if I recall right.
Who?
Dracula.
Dracula blew it up? Because I thought the kids ended up in that room.
Well, eventually, because they end up at Shadowbrook Road. They're going inside. They hear an explosion, right? Because fucking Dracula blows up the fucking wall to get inside there.
So Dracula couldn't go in.
He couldn't go in because it was all surrounded by crosses.
Okay. So that whole, like, the end of it gets so chaotic.
And that's when they're just like, we're going inside this house. And Fat Kid's like, can't we just change the name of the club to, like, the Math Club or something? Like, why we got to be Monster Squad? I don't want to fucking go in there. Like, he's fucking over it, dude. So they get in there, and then, oh, that was it. He did not blow. He had a fucking tiny hole in the wall where he saw the amulet.
Yeah.
He's getting ready to blow it up. He hears Frankenstein walks in. He hears the creak on the floor. You see the fucking, what did he call those things? The little fucking rig for the dynamite? You push it down?
Plunger?
Yeah.
I think it's what it's called. Yeah.
You see it move by itself because it's Dracula. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He just looks at it and just blows it up. Doorway caves in on top of Frankenstein. They're like, oh my God, he's dead. He's like, of course he's dead. He's a fucking monster, dude. He's already dead.
Yeah.
They start freaking out. They get the fuck away from him, you know? And that's when we meet the Wolfman again.
Right.
And he's in between Sean and the fat kid.
Oh, because, they face him in the house.
Yeah, and he's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? He's like, kick him in the nards, kick him in the nards. He's like, Wolfman ain't got nards. He's like, do it. And he's fucking punched that motherfucker in the dick.
Kick him in the nose! Kick him in the nose! He doesn't have nards! Do it! Wolfman's got nards! Come on!
Doesn't even drop him down to the one. He's like, Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah.
And then they all run past him. The dog runs between his legs as they're fucking running away. And then they end up in the fucking hallway where they're like, what the fuck? We need to get the fuck out of here. And they look down one hallway. Here comes Dracula. They look down the other hallway. Here comes 3 of Dracula's brides that I don't know where the fuck he got those at. Because at one point he had a closet with 3 women in it and he clearly bit them.
Yeah.
Because that was in there.
He just keeps the closet.
Oh, that's right. Because Wolfman was tied up once. He's like, he fed him a bunch of fucking pills. And he's like, I'm going to let you change into something more comfortable. I'm going to get a bite to eat. He had a closet full of bitches.
Yeah.
Those 3 are coming down this way. Dracula's coming down this way. And they look around. And then here comes the Wolfman coming down this way. And he's like, they're standing in front of a fucking statue. And he's just like, Patrick or fucking Sean's like trying to grab shit. Like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, haven't you ever read the Hardy Boys? You pull some lever and a fucking secret doorway opens. And they pull it down. They fall all the way down to the ground. And that's when they find the amulet. And then Dracula shows up as soon as he grabs it.
Yeah.
And Fat Kid, the smart kid that he is, who likes to eat food, pulls out a piece of fucking pizza that has garlic in the sauce and puts it on his fucking face.
Oh, yeah.
Burns his fucking face so they can get the fuck away.
It doesn't like one of the. I think Sean says something like, "Oh, garlic" or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like he realized what happened.
Good for Fat Kid for having pizza in his pocket,
Yeah.
dude. What happened if you would just had like tiny little pizza pockets in
so
there?
They get away. I didn't know this whole time that Dracula was trying to destroy the amulets or the amulet.
Yeah, so he can take over the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why not just leave it where it's at? If nobody knows where it's at and nobody can get it.
Plot hole.
You can't, like, nobody can use it to stop you. Like, it's just
Maybe he has to destroy it in order to take over the world, because that way, if he doesn't destroy it, that thing can be used to get rid of him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But if nobody has it, nobody can use it.
He knows it's there, so he has to destroy it.
Yeah.
You're just thinking way too much into this,
I
Chris.
guess
You're
so.
just not having a fun time anymore. You're just hating this monster.
It just doesn't
right?
make any sense. Like,
just have fun, damn it.
Well,
Sorry.
the end of that movie is fun because we get all the monsters.
We're almost there.
Finally, yeah, we get the monsters finally starting to try and get the kids. You know, like, I don't think until this point they'd seen any of them until other than Frankenstein.
Yep.
So all these monsters start to show up.
So what's funny is Dracula's in the basement, burnt face and all, and they somehow get on their bikes and ride away.
Yeah.
Just 3 of them. Fat Kid, Sean, and for some reason, why is little tiny Eugene with him? He's a child. He's a tiny child. Why does he just run around with his dog? I didn't see him on a bike. And how does Pete get around his dog? Is the dog running next to the bike?
Oh.
Does he have a basket for the dog? I always wondered that too, because then you see them fucking riding their bikes and they stop. They stop right in front of the swamp, get on their giant fucking massive walkie-talkie that can reach 1 trillion miles away, and trying to get a hold of fucking Sean or Rudy, who's hanging out with Patrick's hot sister at the fucking malt shop or whatever the fuck it is. Like, hey, come in. While he's fucking getting a hold of him. For some reason, now's a good time to have a snack. So fucking Eugene pulls a Twinkie out of his fucking pocket. The dog jumps on him. He drops the Twinkie in the fucking goddamn pond. He goes to reach for it. Gilman just pops up out of nowhere, scares him. The kid's like, oh, fuck.
Okay, remember, rendezvous position A, 2200 hours.
What?
10 o'clock, doofus.
How do we know the end was there anyway?
We don't, but it's all we have to go on.
Okay, well, good luck, Butler.
I know you are, but what am I? Out. What, Eugene?
Creature stole my Twinkie.
And he doesn't even run away screaming. He just runs over to Sean, starts yanking on his fucking jacket while Sean's on the fucking walkie-talkie. He's like, hey. He's like, what, dude? What do you want? He's like, creature stole my Twinkie. He's like, what? And he has this look like, that could have happened. Yeah, possibly. Maybe that happened. Shit's getting weird around here.
Yeah.
But then they finally get a hold of Rudy. They end up showing up with the scary German guy in his Jeep, his old ass fucking German fucking old Jeep.
Well, no. First off, there was a scene in there again where the movie gets way too dark.
What was it?
Dracula shows up at the kid's house.
Oh, we're getting there.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're not there yet. Okay.
Not there yet. Yep, we're getting there.
Okay,
I promise.
keep going.
It's like story time with Nick.
Oh no, the Jeep. Yeah, okay, the Jeep.
Yeah, they're in the
And then-
Jeep.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we need to hurry up and get to Times Square. And they're like, but before midnight, and they're like, if we pull this off, I'm gonna shit. And it was so funny, dude. When I was a kid, I'm like, where are these kids, and why can't I talk like this?
Right.
This is awesome. So they're riding in this fucking Jeep that has no top on it, and all of a sudden, you know, the mummy's just on the side of the road. Like, hey, there's that son of a bitch. And I think they swerved to try to hit him, and instead he kind of like latches onto it, and it's like, all of a sudden he's in the Jeep, and everybody's fucking screaming. And Rudy's awesome idea is just like, give me some slack, and he pulls off some of his fucking like bandage and ties it around his fucking bow and arrow, hits the fucking goddamn tree with it, and it just starts unraveling him. That was one of the greatest scenes of that fucking movie, dude.
Right. Well, that was a cool death for sure.
It was just like,
yeah,
unfucking ravels that thing, and I love the fact that when you see it, you see his skull go, just roll over and just like stop, and you hear someone go, "See you later, Band-Aid breath." The one-liners in that movie, fucking. That's probably why I have such a shitty fucking mouth, dude. Just all these one-liners from those movies. I'm like, I'm gonna be this cool. It's gonna be awesome.
See, and that actually caught me by surprise when I saw his skull roll across the street, because like I was like, oh, they actually killed him, like because they hadn't dealt with any of the monsters yet.
Yeah,
like
he's just full of dust and bandages.
I thought he would like just be like, you know, body or something.
Yeah.
So like, nope.
That was one of the
unraveled the whole thing.
greatest
He's
kill
gone.
scenes of a monster ever in a movie, dude.
That was good, and yeah, that scene with his skull rolling across, that was pure cinema.
Yep, so fucking good, dude.
They did a good job with that.
And then they rush straight to Times Square,
right?
Where it's time to fucking. They got to get to the church before midnight, so they can read out of the book right before all hell breaks loose. But yeah, all that shit happens, and then all of a sudden you see Dracula was his dad and his partner are fucking hauling ass, and they're like, he finally gets a hold of his dad on the fucking radio. He's like, hey, you need to get home, like right now, like what the fuck, where are you? And like his dad's like rushing the fuck home, and then they see Dracula's hearse coming like 1 trillion miles an hour. He's like passes right through him.
Oh yeah, he drives a hearse, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, fucking great with
Also,
a skull on the hood.
Yeah, it's very cool. Also, it's a ghost hearse because
Yeah.
he drives through the Jeep.
Right through the fucking Jeep,
Yeah.
dude. Just or the cop car.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, just right through it. And he's like, his partner's constantly, he's like, we really going somewhere? Because you said there's a fucking hearse somewhere. And he's like, and he's just like, fuck. He drives through and they stop on the road. He's like, I'm not going to say anything. He's like, I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Because the guy, his partner's done nothing but make jokes and laugh at him this whole time. He's like, fucking monsters. Get the fuck out of here, dude. So fucking good. So then he drives to their house to find out that Dracula's sitting in the fucking driveway. Or not the driveway, he just busts like pretty much through the fence.
Yeah.
Parks his fucking hearse.
He's on the porch.
Yeah, he's on the porch. Why? He's just up there ringing the doorbell. Like, was he going to answer the door? He's like, hey, what's up, bitch?
Well,
Slaps his mom.
He invited him in. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I made that joke the other day about Tanya being a vampire and has to be invited in places.
Yeah.
His dad shows up, standing on the porch, has dynamite in his fucking hands. His dad shows up, and he's just like, get on the ground, bro. And he just kind of looks at him, so he fucking shoots Dracula like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And he's just like, looks at him, looks at the dynamite, lights the dynamite without having a lighter, and then just fucking tosses it under his fucking car while his partner's in there. You think why the partner got get out?
I don't. Well,
they pull up fast enough. The dad gets out, shoots Dracula fucking 3 times, and then you think the partner would get out with his gun?
I don't think the partner wants to be a cop first and foremost.
Yeah, he's just lazy.
The whole time he's just kind of like he's goofing off. He doesn't want to be on the beat, you know, like all that stuff. And then in that scene right there, I remember right before he gets out of the car, like the dad, that his partner, they pull up to the house. And he looks at him. He goes, "You think I'm a good cop, right?" Like, and the dad's like, yeah, whatever. You know, he gets out of the car and then he deals with Dracula. And then Dracula blows the motherfucker
Blows him up.
I'm like, damn, guys, again. He didn't deserve that.
Nope, but he should have got out of the fucking car.
Like the one dude that dies in the whole film is like just the goober. Like,
Yep.
that's,
Shouldn't have been a lazy fucking cop.
I guess not.
Got it. He
Maybe
didn't
he
give a fuck
should've-
about his
yeah, he
job,
should've
dude.
just stayed home.
If he would have made it through that day, he probably would have quit and worked at like Circle K or something.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So then you see,
But yeah, so like just a weird death.
yep. Actually, before he blew up that car, Dracula was in the backyard and blew up the fucking treehouse
I don't remember
because his
that.
mom was inside, and she hears a loud explosion. Which, how could you not? The treehouse is probably like fucking 50 feet off the house.
Yeah.
It would have rattled the whole fucking house.
Yeah, especially Dracula's out there just tossing dynamite like it's candy.
Yep.
Brr.
And then he turns into a bat, flies off. How fast can he fly? He's a bat.
The bats were terrible in this movie, by the way.
Sure. I like the
They were
squeaky.
the literal.
Oh man, that
rubber
opening
bats
scene
on a string.
Yeah, but the opening scene, that bat was fucking sick, dude.
Sure. Oh yeah, when he's hanging upside down.
Yeah, and he's just like,
But he's got all the like cheapy Halloween bats around him. Yeah.
Did you notice the armadillos?
No.
Yeah, really? In Dracula's castle in the very beginning?
There's
There's armadillos. You know why? Because there was armadillos in the 1931 version of Dracula.
Really?
Yep. And now you know.
Yeah.
Zing.
That's something.
Yeah. So then Sean gets a hold of his dad on the radio because for some reason they just leave the fucking walkie-talkie radio on all the time at their house. I can imagine what their battery bill is like every month if that's what they're doing. He's like, get down to Times Square. Now. Monsters. Hurry the fuck up. And then they get into town and they run up to the fucking church and Rudy's up there fucking kicking the church door. He's like, what the hell? He's like, I can't get in. He's like, there's locks. He's like, well, no shit. There's locks. Like, break into. He's like, can't break into a church. It's sacrilegious. And then they're like, who was it? Phoebe? She's like, you guys. And they look up the street and here comes the 3 fucking brides walking down the street.
Right.
And then we get to watch Rudy kill 2 of them.
Yeah, and he just again, it gets violent again. Like he straight up just stabs them. Like doesn't
He shoots one with an arrow, wooden stake arrow, and he fucking has to stab the other one because she gets too close to him.
Right.
Yeah. Good
He
for him.
just stakes 2 of those, and then I'm assuming he gets the third.
Yeah, we never get to see the third.
Yeah.
Why isn't there an uncut version of this? I want to know what happened to the third fucking bride. I'm assuming they're called brides.
I think they are.
That's what I've always called them.
That's what they refer to.
Yeah, because they got 2 of them. Why that's going on?
Well,
like,
he's still alive though, so he obviously got that one. You don't need to see it all, Nick.
when I was little, I did. I'm like, why is there not? Even when I was 7, I'm like, what about the third one?
You need closure.
Yeah, like what happened to her? Did she get away? Did they kill Dracula and she just turned back to normal like all other vampire movies?
Well, then that happens, and then like I think the Gill Man is bearing down on Fat Kid.
Yes, he pops up out of the fucking. Well, before that, what did he say? He's like, man, Fat Kid says something to the point of like, great, like we can't do this here because we can't get to the church. Why don't we just go down here and do it at Burger King? That was I don't know why. I still laugh at that. I think that's the funniest. Like, cool, guys, why don't we just go do it at Burger King? Can't do it at the church. Let's go fucking do it down there.
Why do it at the church though?
I think because of religion.
Like just
the crosses. It'd be like a safe place.
There. Yeah, okay.
Because then they try to get Patrick's sister to start reading out of the book. And she's like, I'm just booking German. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, I can't get this right because she keeps reading it over and over. And at some point, they're just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what the hell's your problem? Why can't you do this? And Patrick's like, you're not a virgin, are you?
Kirchenmünzen nicht verhausen.
Yeah, what he said. We just went through some major shit, and where's the big limbo thing?
Are you absolutely sure that she is...
You're not a virgin, are you? No? No, what do you mean, no? Well, Steve, but he doesn't count. Doesn't count!
He's like, no. He's like, what do you mean, no? She's like, well, Steve, once.
Yeah.
Just one time. He's like, what do you fucking...
What do
you're not a virgin, you idiot. And it takes a little fucking...
Well, she says, he goes like, what do you mean, Steve? She goes,
Yes,
that one
Steve.
didn't count.
That one didn't count.
What do you mean that doesn't count? He said.
Oh, I wish I was Steve at that time. That chick was fucking hot, dude. But then you got little Eugene over here is like, well, is she a virgin? And he points at Phoebe. And the fucking scary German guy's like, yes, she is. Woo! Like, we're saved. He's like, she doesn't know how to speak German. He's like, I'll teach her how.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why that's
So, yeah, he starts to read.
He reads it, and then she fucking
Yes,
reads it,
recite
and
it, yeah.
all that shit. Craziness is fucking going on because his dad shows up, and somehow while he's driving, he somehow sees a bat flying through the air in the fucking dark and shoots at fucking Dracula and actually hits him, which I always thought was weird. It's a bat, dude. Bats are like this fucking big. They're not very big.
Yeah.
So how the hell do you hit a bat? And not only that, but if you hit a bat, I'm pretty sure it had a 357 Magnum or something like that in his fucking hand when he shot at him. It would have blown that bat into fucking, like, nothing.
This Dracula, though.
Suck on this, you son of a bitch.
Can't kill him.
I don't know what to fucking tell you, dude. But that part was fucking awesome, too, because somehow he sees a fucking burst through a fucking building window, which we still never find out what building that is. I don't know if it was a school, because there was gym equipment inside. There was basketballs and shit. But you get in there and you can see Dracula on the floor, like half man, half bat.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
You see his bat wings and he's like twitching around. Like it took a bullet for him to fucking freak out. Like, what the fuck, dude? And then Wolfman shows up out of nowhere and is fucking, it beats the shit out of his dad. And then fucking Sean picks up, like, at first, I don't know why the first time I saw that, I'm like, oh, it's just a wiffle ball bat. But he picks up a bat. He's like, hey, asshole, you looked. And then fucking bat fucking hits him in the fucking face because a fucking stick of dynamite. His dad lit a stick of dynamite with the world's longest fuse on it that took forever.
Yeah. And he kicks him out the window.
And he fucking shoves it in his fucking pants and pushes him out the window.
Yeah.
And he fucking explodes in midair. That shit was fucking cool.
Yeah. So he explodes in midair, but then ends up back on the street.
Yeah, he ends up back on the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Because he blew up.
He blew up.
Into chunks.
He can't. Wolfman can't reconstitute.
Clearly he can't. He didn't get killed by a silver bullet.
So dumb.
Yeah.
That should have
Did
been
you not listen to the rules, Chris?
Well, they did say all
There's
the
only
different things.
one way to kill a werewolf.
They said there's 3. You just didn't know the other 2.
God. Thank you.
Told you. Only one way to kill a werewolf.
Silver bullet. Roll your fucking eyes all you want,
Pretty
dude.
sure the fucking stick of dynamite will do the job. I was actually legitimately confused at that part because I'm like, okay, cool, they blew him up, he's dead, and then he's just back on the street, and I'm like,
No, you didn't see that part where it shows him in pieces?
no.
Oh my God, there's a whole alleyway scene where he's fucking laying there on the ground. You just see like this part, and he's just like sits up like that because fucking like he's a werewolf. You can only kill him with silver, dude. You see his arm sitting over here like moving, and you see it go fucking suck back. You don't see him like actually piece himself back together, but you see him fucking do that, and then you just see the shadow of him fucking standing up and howling.
I must have had to let the dog out or something.
You missed that part because that's a fucking epic fucking goddamn part.
Oh, that makes more sense then because I was just like, how did he get back on the street? Like editing error, maybe?
Yeah. He took the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking scene where everything just goes right back together. Pretty fucking great. And then we go back to the church. That was me, sorry.
No.
It was weird, spooky noises in the shop. Well, we end up back at the church where Phoebe's still learning how to fucking do shit.
Yeah.
And then Wolfman shows up, and we get to see fucking...
Come on, Rudy. I'm in the goddamn club, aren't I?
Rudy gets to kill everything, dude. Rudy fucking ends up...
He made all the weapons.
Yeah, he's like beating up fucking cops and shit, and then fucking... He fucking blows the Wolfman away, and all of a sudden it's John Greer's again laying there. He's just like, thank you. Fucking drops down, and he just happens to turn around. He turns around like he's standing next to everybody, but he just turns around. He's like, told you, only one way to kill a werewolf.
And he's just talking to us.
Yeah, maybe he is. I don't know. Because then I think it's
nobody
split,
there.
Right after that, it's split straight to Fat Kid who's just standing there trying to get inside a building where fucking
the bully
Kevin's brother Wayne's in there being an asshole with his friend, not letting him in. And then all of a sudden, the fucking, the manhole cover fucking blows off the ground. The Gill Man shows up.
Hey, Fat Kid. Good job.
My name is Horace.
So he ends up having to take a gun and fucking like, let me in. Like
Not just any gun, though. He has like a spaz.
It's like a fucking giant shotgun,
it's a
dude.
SWAT, like shotgun.
But he's like beating on the fucking door with it, dude, trying to get in. They're like, "Oh, we're not fucking letting you get the fuck out of here."
And then he turns around and just unceremoniously blasts the fucking gill man.
And then cocks that motherfucker and goes, the kid comes out. He's like, "Hey, fat kid, thanks." He's like, "My name is Horace." And he's like, click, click.
Yes.
Well, the ultimate. My mom, every time she watched that, she's like, "I love that kid so much. He's such a brave boy." Like, because his name's Horace.
I was sad when they killed the gill man because he didn't do anything. Like
He's a monster, dude. You have to get rid of the monsters.
Yeah, but
He didn't do anything. He stole Eugene's Twinkie.
He didn't do anything. Like he doesn't have like.
No, he was just there.
Yeah, like Wolfman was running around like fighting people. Even the mummy, like.
Oh man, I wish there was like some extra scenes with the.
Yeah,
Gill man. That would have been fucking great. Like if he was like in a pool, terrorizing people at the fucking pool.
It says here, based on that suit for the Gill man, the guys that made that part of Stan Winston's group, where those two guys were chosen specifically based on that to make the Predator suit.
Sick.
Yeah.
It
was seen as a milestone in the development of creature costumes.
Well, fuck yeah, man! And literally, that thing was seamless. You didn't.
No, it's great.
You could see nothing. Like that thing was so fucking flawless.
Yeah.
I like to tattoo the Gill man too. That'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah, his face is cool, man.
The whole fucking thing's cool.
But yeah, so he's dead now, unfortunately. So now we're down to just Dracula.
Dracula and Frankenstein.
Yeah, well, he doesn't count because he's part of the team.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're sitting there. Why am I reading all this? Don't you remember any of this? I feel like I've just taken over and just telling the whole story.
No, you can tell it in more in better continuity than I can.
Okay, so then
I'm jumping all over the place. Like
me too. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just excited. Like Monster Squad. I should get a Monster Squad tattoo. Back to the church. Phoebe's reading all the fucking stuff. Dracula shows up. Like, yep, this is where I'm at. And I like how he's walking through the parking lot, grabbing cops, and he's like breaking necks and dropping them. Like he doesn't give a fuck. Like,
right.
Like snap, fucking drop. Like one arm, dude.
Yeah.
Puts his arm around him, just goes, Quack. Like he basically handcuff fart with the guy's head and just drops him on the fucking ground.
Yeah, I don't. Again, the ending of that was chaos. Like Phoebe was trying to read the stuff, and then I remember Dracula grabbing her by the face.
Give me the amulet, you bitch.
Yes, so that fucking part, yes, because he goes and he fucking somehow uses light power that he also has and like fucking hits the fucking German guy, knocks him the fuck down.
Yeah.
Goes over, brushes his hand on Phoebe's face, picks her up by the fucking face and looks at her and says, "Give me the amulet, you bitch."
Yes.
So that fucking part, dude, I've heard so many people complain about that. They're like, he used such fucking awful language with that little girl. I'm like, he can do what he wants. He's Dracula, dude. What the hell's your fucking problem?
He's trying to take over the world.
So when they did that scene, that little girl didn't like his fucking eye contacts and it scared the shit out of her. So they put him in, made him close his eyes, and then she was clearly on like a little platform thing, so he could like have her and make it just look like he's holding her up.
Yeah.
And then that scream that she lets out was genuine because she didn't know what was coming. She didn't know that he had the contacts in. So when he opened his eyes and went fucking hissed at her, that scream that she showed was legit real.
Huh.
Because she was only like fucking 5 years old when she made that movie.
Yeah.
So that thing scared the fuck out of her, dude. So that was a legit fucking thing.
Wow.
Yeah, which made for a good spot. But then Frankenstein grabs him by the back of the neck, turns around, says bogus, because that's what Phoebe taught him how to say.
Bogus.
He just fucking uppercuts him, dude, and he fucking lands on like a fucking spiked metal cross in front of the church.
See, I thought he just landed on a fence.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, you're right. It says it's an iron cross.
Yeah, where he's just like, fuck.
Like, and I think he starts to like burn or something from it.
Probably because it's a cross,
right? But
it's not going to kill him.
You think like that's the end of him, right? Like
you think so because it looked like it went through his heart.
Yeah, it went through his heart, and he's burning from the cross.
Yep. And then Phoebe gets to sit there and hold hands with Frankenstein while she reads everything out of the book.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they get done. The amulet starts lighting up. And then the fucking scary German guy fucking chucks it in the sky and a big fucking hole opens up. And then everything just starts getting sucked up into that motherfucker. And all of a sudden, Dracula no longer on the fucking Iron Cross burning on fire because it got heartburn, if you will. But a ding. And
all the jokes.
Oh, my God. He snags Sean. They're fucking being dragged across the ground because, you know, the wind is sucking them into the fucking vortex.
Yeah.
And he just happens to pick up a wooden stake that clearly didn't get used somehow because it was one of Rudy's wooden stakes.
Yeah.
And he just fucking plows that thing right into his fucking chest. And, like, all of a sudden, like, Van Helsing's there.
This is the part.
Fucking, like, putting him in a fucking headlock and fighting him. But all of a sudden, like, there's no more stake in his heart. So I don't know when they pulled that out. And so they're fucking fighting and getting sucked up in there. All the kids are, like a fucking barrel of monkeys on the fucking porch of the fucking church hanging on to each other, along with the dog who's floating in the air because there's so much wind going on.
They have him on like a string or something.
Yeah.
He's just like floating up and down.
You can kind of fucking see that a little bit. Yeah.
Like he's actually, that wasn't like digital or anything. They harnessed that dog to float in the air.
So that's going on. Phoebe somehow there's a knocked over bench.
Yeah.
She's hiding on. She's on
behind.
one side of it.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's on the other, and she's like, "Don't go, don't go." Why did that fucking bench not fly anywhere? There's a dog flying in the air by his tail.
Right. You see all the trash and all
trash is going. Fucking
like,
cars are getting fucking sucked
they're
up
getting
into this
sucked up
fucking
there.
thing.
But she can hide behind a bench.
But she can have a bench.
Also, I think she's holding on to Frankenstein's hand.
She is because she's like, "Please don't go,
Yeah.
please don't go." My mom always cried at that when she watched it. It's like it's the saddest
That is
fucking
sad.
thing ever. It is kind of sad. You're like, "Oh, Frankenstein's got to
Yeah.
go."
I was hoping that he would stay.
Then they'd have to come out with part 2.
Well, the end of the movie, like they established themselves as
They did.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get sucked up in the fucking air. Frankenstein's like, "Bye." She fucking throws her little puppy scraps.
First off, Dracula gets sucked in.
Dracula is getting sucked
Okay.
in. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Yes. No, because that's so Frankenstein's getting sucked in. Dracula still fighting fucking Van Helsing.
Right.
The best part about that scene is you can tell that they just stood there because his fucking feet are like in a stance while he's like fighting fucking Dracula, but it's still spinning around.
Oh yeah.
So he's still in the same stance. He's just spinning around like all of a sudden he's gone. And it's just like sucks up. Everybody's no more. That's it. There's no more wind.
Well, no. Well, you missed the part.
What part?
Where Van Helsing grabs Dracula.
Yeah.
And he does the 2 thumbs up.
Oh, God damn it. Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
I
Yes,
wanted-
because he's fighting him. He looks at
Yes.
Sean. Sean's like, yeah. And
Just the fucking
even him, he's
just like and here we are from the beginning with the principal.
Yep.
Doing the 2 thumbs.
Yep.
It's like foreshadow.
Yep. Holy shit.
Yeah. He does the same.
Did he play the fucking... Did he play
as soon
fucking
as
Van
As
Helsing?
soon as we were talking about it earlier, I was like, is
I'd
it
never
the
put
same
that
guy?
together.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. That might just
don't
change
know.
everything for me if I never noticed that before. I've never read anything about it. But yeah, so then, no more air, whatever. Everything's okay. Phoebe's sitting. There was a couple fucking weird shots they didn't pay attention to because at one point Phoebe's on this side of the bench and then she's all of a sudden at the other side. Mom shows up. Oh my God, I'm so glad you're alive. And then Dad shows up. Hey, we're a happy family again because there was monsters and now they're gone. Fucking hugging each other and shit. And then all of a sudden you just see fucking... Oh, that was another thing. Fucking Rudy puts his arm around fucking Patrick's sister like, hey, what's up? What's going on? She's like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you just see tanks and army vehicles fucking driving into town. That was probably the
And the guy
shit ever.
shows up. He says something, like one of the army generals.
Yeah, he walks in. He's like, hey.
somebody sent us this note.
Yeah, he's like, hey, who's Eugene?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah? He's like, where are they? Where are the monsters? Like, you're going to send an entire army into a fucking town? Maybe they're used to it because of other green tiny monsters
you
going
go.
on.
They show up because a kid wrote in color crayon that monsters.
Yep, the monsters
Hey,
were coming
army,
in.
please come
Yep,
help us.
yep. So they fucking showed up. You know what's funny? It took us longer to tell this story than it did to actually fucking watch the movie.
Oh, sure. Well.
And that was it. And the guy's like, oh, we could help you out. And fucking Sean reaches in his jacket and hands him a card. And he's like, what the hell's this? He's like, we're the monster
All right,
squad.
son. Where are they? Where are the monsters?
Mommy came in my house.
Can somebody tell me what the Sam Hill is going on around here?
Well, we can't, sir.
Who are you?
We're the Monster Squad.
And then you got
Yeah.
this fucking crazy Kenny Loggins beat fucking thing singing about monsters.
See, and that's the sequel bait right there. And you could have kept.
Could have easily done it.
Yep.
I butchered that story, and I apologize to anybody listening that you just sat through an hour and 50 minutes of me talking about that, but I don't care. You're still here, I hope.
Yeah.
I still love it. Don't care. Chris is not at all fucking amused whatsoever.
The movie.
Apparently, he's taking shits better than this movie. That's
No.
what I just got out of the look on his face.
There's a lot of fun to be had. You know, a
That's
funny
all
thing,
it is fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like there's a lot of fun to be had with it. It's very, very cool. And the funny thing is, I used to get that movie mixed up with Nightbreed.
Holy fuck! Really?
Yeah. Every time because
Monster Squad with a slasher beginning fucking killer flick.
Not the movie itself, but every time somebody would mention Monster Squad, I would picture the Moonface guy.
Oh yeah,
you know, like that
they
guy
clearly ripped off fucking McDonald's.
Yeah, and so for whatever reason, up until recently, that was my thing. It's like I would get that mixed up with Nightbreed, and that's a completely different movie.
Fuck yeah, it is. Oh yeah, have you ever tried to watch the uncut version of that?
No.
Ugh.
Oh really?
That's not bad, but Jesus Christ, it just goes forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some things are edited for a reason, man.
Yes, they are, dude.
Yeah.
So I don't care what anybody says. I give this movie 11 stars.
Out of what?
Out of 10. Out of 10, I give it 11.
I would say, geez.
Just give it a fucking negative 4.5
No.
if you're gonna.
It's like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
still good.
It's like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I just have more nostalgia to it.
I think
I
that's-
bet you if I went back and watched it, if I'd never seen it before and watched it now,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'd probably still give it a 10.
Because I think in my lifetime, I've only seen it maybe 3 times now. Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
I saw it 3 times last month.
And some things, unfortunately, don't age as well.
Some things are better left dead.
Oh, look, I went back and tried to watch the original He-Man cartoon. You know how big a fan I am of He-Man.
Sure.
That cartoon sucks ass.
Yeah, I watched some of those not too long ago.
Yeah. I want nothing to do with it.
Really? Like nothing?
Well, you know what I mean.
He-Man.
Yeah, it's just like, meh.
Did you actually sit through the song at the end of that movie?
No, once the credits hit, I had other stuff to do.
It's so awful, it's good.
Yeah.
Like there's 2 versions of that. Like,
Oh no, I did for a minute because I'm like, are they singing about the monster?
they are.
Squad? Yeah,
they are
okay.
singing about the monster because there's like there's 2 versions of that song where when I was a kid and the tape that I had, it said there's the Gill Man swimming in the pool because it's a weird like Kenny Loggins rap. It's not Kenny Loggins, but it has that fucking weird vibe where it says the Gill Man swimming in the pool.
Yeah.
And now the new version on the DVDs, it's like the creature from the Black Lagoon. That's how they. The other one's so much better. It's like Monster Squad.
But you can't.
We're the Monster Squad.
Why would they change it though? Because they
I
weren't
have
allowed to use.
no fucking idea,
They're
dude.
not allowed to use the creature.
Well, they must have did something.
Huh.
Maybe the guy. I think they did that for TV purposes. Who fucking knows?
Wolf.
I would love to see if there's any kind of like other versions. There had to have been like different versions for TV.
Yeah, I streamed this one, so I don't know.
Yeah, all the copies I have, they're all the same.
Oh,
Every single fucking one of them.
huh.
But there's got to be a fucking. I'm gonna search for the bootleg version of that. There's got to be one out there somewhere. Maybe there's
Yeah.
a TV version.
Did they ever do any merchandise?
Besides pens and posters and shit, not really. They had this fucking. You'll have to look it up because I can't exactly remember. Oh yeah, so they had ads for the movie when it came out. They had like weird like wanted posters.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like Dracula wanted for I don't even know where the fuck it was, dude. And then they had Dracula. I just remember the Mummy one, and it's not even the Mummy from the fucking movie. And it says wanted Mummy.
Yeah.
For statutory rap.
No way.
I swear to fucking God, look that shit up, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was probably one of the worst. I don't know whose idea it was for that, but it was
Yeah,
for,
that's not allowed
for
out there.
statutory rap. You can still find those posters.
Huh.
Like, I almost bought them a couple times, and I was like,
That's hilarious.
it's pretty fucking funny, dude. Pretty fucking funny.
Yeah. It just seems like, especially being aimed at kids, like easy. Make toys, make T-shirts.
Yeah, there was never any toys. But I showed you those ones. That was like last month. I sent you those, right? Someone came out
Yeah.
with like those things were fucking rad,
those
dude. And
are
I
cool.
almost pulled the trigger and got them. It was like $300.
Yeah.
They were 150 for each set. And I didn't do it.
You're supporting an artist.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But now they're gone forever. I'll never get
Yeah.
them. I should have bought them. But they're also made like the fucking Super 7. So me paying $300 for 6 fucking figures kind of was like...
Yeah. No,
that's a lot.
That is a lot. Depends on how much you love it, man.
You had a rad idea to end this off with since we were talking about monster movies. If you want. We're already at 2 hours, so fuck it.
Yeah.
It's 10 more minutes.
Well, and going back to the toys, right? I just wanted to. I was like, let's talk about, because I was hoping that you would say yes, they made toys to this movie.
No,
but what toys from your favorite movies? So they don't have to be your favorite toys.
Sure,
but which ones are your favorite movies?
You know what? I bet you, not to cut you off real quick.
No.
I bet you they didn't have toys for this because it bombed so bad.
Did it?
Well, yeah, like I said, they had like a fucking. It was a $12 million budget, and U.S. and Canada only did $1.9 million opening weekend.
Damn.
Yeah, they didn't make their money back.
Well, this poster here,
greatest thing ever on the face of the earth.
It's a cool ass poster, but the tagline, I could see that ruffling some feathers.
What is it?
It says, "You know who to call when you have ghosts."
Yeah.
But who do you call when you have monsters? They're taking a little dig at Ghostbusters. That's a ballsy thing to do.
Well, maybe they did that. Maybe it wasn't a dig. Maybe it was just like,
sure,
kind of mentioned the ghost on there. They're like, oh, this might be like Ghostbusters.
I think as a film, you're trying to say like, oh, we're as good as the Ghostbusters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, I
actually like this movie better than Ghostbusters. That's right. I said it.
Damn, dude. I don't even know where to go with that one. Like, you like this movie more than the Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I probably definitely have seen it way more than Ghostbusters. Well, let's talk about toys. What monster toys, movie monster toys do you like?
Well,
'cause we talked about it earlier.
Yeah, the movie monster toys, and you'll probably echo that one. With,
I probably will.
With the most notorious one, the McFarlane line,
Movie Maniacs. Fucking A.
Dude. We were talking about those earlier, where between you and me, we had every one of them.
Yep, I definitely had the entire first series.
Yeah,
2 versions, bloody and non.
Right, because they did release a Chase. Well, a Chase wasn't called
before
that
it was
back then.
Chase.
And the cool thing about that is we didn't know until you were at the store, and you're like, hold on, that one's got blood splatter all over it. Like,
yeah, I was at a different store because that shit came out at Walmart when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and I'm like, holy fuck, like, and that was when Walmart had fucking layaway.
Yeah,
so I asked my mom to put all of them on layaway, so I can be like, I don't care, dude. I'll find a way. I'll pay these. That's exactly what I fucking did.
Yeah, so he knocked it out of the park with those ones for sure.
Yeah, whoever was sculpting those did fucking great, dude.
Yeah, I still have a good chunk of those. The 18-inch ones that he put out, I have still a bunch of them on card. I have my Freddy. I have a huge Freddy collection. So obviously I have that guy. I have Jason. I would like to get that first run though, because he did some cool guys. He did Freddy, Jason, Leatherface.
Yep.
He had a Candyman.
Pinhead. Did he do Pinhead? Was there a Pinhead one?
That was later. But
we're talking about series 1.
Well, McFarlane didn't do Pinhead. NECA picked up that sort of line. It wasn't
really.
The same.
He never did a Pinhead.
Not that I don't know.
There was King Kong. I had King Kong.
I think NECA only did the Pinhead.
Huh.
Yeah.
There was a lot, dude.
Yeah, he did the King Kong one. That was cool. That was a cool set, man.
I give all mine away. I have one left, and that's because you gave it to me recently. Still in the box.
Yeah.
Leatherface. So fucking good, dude.
Yeah, he really killed it with those ones. But
he's still making toys. I don't think they're as good. But
yeah, he got into the sports stuff, and that was not awesome. They're doing Movie Maniacs again.
Really?
It's not as cool as it used to be.
Well, I mean, you can still buy Movie Maniacs now for decent price.
Yeah, they're not that expensive.
No.
But unless you're looking for 18-inch ones, those ones sell for a shit ton.
I had the Crow. I had Eric Draven.
Yeah.
I had that 18-inch one. I don't know what the fuck happened to it, dude. At one point, I got tired of my toys sitting around. I was like, give them all away, fucking idiot.
One I wish I still had was the T-800.
Never had that
Yeah,
one.
he did an endoskeleton, and you push a button on the side of its head, and its eyes would light up nice, bright, and red. Like, dude.
Didn't he do one for the T-1000 too? We had a hole in his face?
Not an 18.
No, not an 18, but
Yeah.
he did there was a Movie Maniacs
yeah.
figure for that.
He
right?
did a 6-inch of that one where
Yes.
he came with the body that was like
Yes.
like split in
Species. I had the chick from Species.
half. Yeah, I remember that.
What
yeah.
the hell was her name? Eve? Is that right?
Yeah.
Probably not, but
No, I don't remember her name.
I watched
just
that.
remember
I watched that a few
Monster.
months ago. That was still pretty good.
Huh.
It's not awful.
I haven't gone back to that one.
90s horror kind of sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
No.
No, it wasn't great. A
Everything
lot of it was Wes Craven came in and ruined everything.
I wouldn't say ruined.
You know what I mean, though. Like,
Well, it's Scream.
yeah.
He came out with Scream. I remember bitching about that in high school because
Same.
I was like, you know what? I wasn't bitching about Scream. I was bitching that there hadn't been anything out that was good. And it fucking sucks. And then I went and watched Scream in the theater. I'm like, fucking sweet, dude. Did a great job. Fucking stoked. And then it got ruined.
Yeah. Oh, see,
So I see what you're saying.
I still love the whole franchise, right? I'll watch all the Screams, and they're all good in one way or another.
I watched the first one. After that, I watched the second one maybe once or twice.
But when I say he ruined it, he once again, like I believe like John Carpenter did with Michael Myers. He created a genre, the slasher genre, right?
Created a monster, if you will.
Just on a roll.
Full of them tonight,
Yeah.
folks.
And so Wes came and started the I don't even, it's not even it's not, I don't know what you would call it, but like the I know what you did last summer.
Oh, garbage.
And
I call them the floating head posters.
yeah.
Yeah.
All those movies.
Everybody's just like stacked up on one side where there's like some stupid font next to it.
Yep.
The teenage slasher flicks.
There you go.
I guess you would
that
call
kind
them.
of shit. There's a name for it, and I'm blanking on it. But yeah, he started that with Scream, and none of them were as good.
No.
But I refused to watch Scream. When I saw that Wes had moved away from Freddy, I felt like he'd betrayed
Really?
me. Yeah. I was like, nope, not going to do it. I can't believe you've done this to me.
I watched the fuck out of that thing when it came out. I mean, I watched it once in the theater, and then I watched it like a billion other times. I think he did a great job with it.
But yeah, those toys were cool, and McFarlane really did. He hit a lot of the good ones with that series early on, and then we get to some of our classics we've talked about before, like the Kenner Aliens and the Kenner
Those
Predator,
are fucking fantastic. Also fantastic.
Those are cool, and then NECA doing great Predator and Alien toys.
There's a lot of good ones out there, dude.
Yeah.
Movie Maniacs though started it for sure. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Well, didn't start it. We'll say brought it back.
Yeah.
Because the amount of monster toys before them, just plastic Frankensteins and mummies and
nothing you're gonna write home about. But
I love all that garbage toys.
there were some cool takes on those. Like we were looking at the old Universal McDonald's toys.
The Burger King ones.
Or the Burger King.
Yeah. When you pop them up. Yeah, those things were fucking great. Now
those Universal monster toys were cool.
Now they're very sought after and very expensive.
Yeah.
I had all those, dude.
But,
great times.
Yeah.
Great times. You got any shout outs this week?
I don't actually. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't have anything.
I want to give a shout out to OG Custom Tees for those sick fucking t-shirts they brought me. I posted them. It was the Mad Balls.
Yeah.
And the My Pet Monster. Holy fuck, dude. Knock that shit out of the fucking park. If you guys are on Instagram, go check them out at OG_customs_tees. TES. Go buy some because those things are fucking sick.
Yeah. Super worth it. That shipping was really quick too, man.
Extremely, dude. I got shit from the UK.
Yeah.
Dude, I ordered shit 3 weeks ago. Got it yesterday. I got his shit in like 4. He even hit me up like a few days later. He's like, hey, you get that shit yet? I'm like, no. And it showed up at my door.
Damn.
I was fucking stoked.
Yeah.
Like he was on the motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
There was one more I want to throw out too. Oh, Frank Montano. He's a toy maker. You guys should go check out him too at Frank Montano. He makes. I showed him your stuff. Showed you his stuff.
Yeah.
He did those little Mandalorians and shit. He
Oh,
3D sculpts them and prints them and does all that shit. God damn, dude. Half the reason I want to make toys is because of that, dude. They're just so fucking cool. So fucking cool.
Yeah.
Got anything else?
No, not off the top of my head, man. I think that was a lot of fun getting to rewatch that movie. And,
Basically,
it's always fun to, especially with something that you love so much.
Oh my God, yes, dude. You want to sit me down and start talking about Gremlins because it'll end up being a fucking shit show too. You guys head over to Instagram and follow us at Toy Monster Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. You can send us your hate mail at toymonsterpodcast@gmail.com. We are fucking 49 people away from the fucking Discord, dude.
Damn, dude.
Which means I have to get off my ass this week and get the rest of the fucking... It's already done. All I got to do is write some fucking little...
Get ready.
All I got to do is write some topics and shit. I'm telling you, I mean, it keeps going the way it does. By the end of next week, we're golden. Don't forget to comment, like, follow, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the flip.
Bye.
Deuces.